See the lights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Tallawah TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Tallawah TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My Tallawahs, how are you all? Let me check the time because I reckon I'm already into Tuesday, which is basically mean it is officially match day. I am into Tuesday. It is officially 1:15 a.m. in the morning. Good day to you all. I know some of you it's a late evening there if you're based in Jamaica and perhaps elsewhere in the world. So good evening, or I should say, stay on the safe side. Let's say good day to you all. Welcome back to another live stream. And this is where it gets tasty. We're looking, guys, Jamaica looking at the blockbuster fixture there against the Dominican Republic. And this will be for the Concacaf Women's Qualifiers. This is your official match preview. So much to talk about tonight. We have promised, or I should say, I have promised to keep this one relatively short, considering that it's already 1:15 a.m. here in the UK. I'll try not to talk too much, but you know how it goes when it comes to the reggae girls. We can talk for years. So don't hold your breath on that one, but I try to speed things up a little bit. I was instructed by one of my guests to void the introduction. And I said, okay, I don't want him not to come back on my platform, so I have to just give my guest what he wants. But whilst I was instructed by my guest, I also received a DM, which is like an odd timing. I was like, okay, someone sent me a DM, and it was of a picture of our gaffer, Mr. Vin Blaine, and he was stood by someone that appears to be a scientist. Now, this scientist actually sent me a DM, and they said, I want to come on your live stream tonight. I was like, no, thank you. I've already got my guest lined up. He was like, no, I want to come on your live stream tonight. Here's a picture of me and Mr. Vin Blaine. I want to come and give you some exclusive. Apparently, this scientist guy that's based in Kingston, Jamaica, quite close with Vin Blaine, apparently, guys. And apparently, he has the formula to beat Dominican Republic tomorrow. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm about to bring him on screen for you all. Probably a little bit familiar with him if you're based in Jamaica or familiar with his YouTube channel. It is none other than Mr. Formula Sports. How are you, sir? Apparently, you're the scientist in Jamaica these days.
Yeah, man, the formula for sports, man. Formula for that's literally that was the thinking behind the name, to be honest with you. Just basically saying that we have yeah, I mean, you know what a formula is. So yeah, we have the formula for sports for sure.
So I was right with the scientist.
I don't know if I deem myself a scientist, but so yeah, kind of.
I mean, a scientist is in the lab formulating some sort of, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Formulating something good to work a miracle. I don't know, something to cure illness. In your case, apparently you've come up with the formula to beat the Dominican Republic. So I'm keen to hear all.
I hope it is the formula for sure. I mean, me coming up with the formula is not really important. It's if Vin Blaine can come up with the formula to beat the damn rep. So, you know, but yeah, I'll tell you this much, it's gonna be a good game though, Crystal. I really think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be, you know, the good thing about it is I think it was best that this game came last for us. I think it would have been a bit more testing if this game was, you know, like the first or the second game of the campaign. But the mere fact that it's the last game of the campaign, I think is a real positive. A sign of destiny, perhaps. You know, everything going our way. You know, the stars are lining so that we will make a second consecutive World Cup appearance, you know.
Mr. Hot Chili, I didn't do nothing, okay? I was instructed not to do an intro, so I opted against doing an intro. I just, like I said, someone sent me a DM and said they want to come on my live stream because they are the scientists with the formula. So I just work with that one instead. But yeah, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just doing my job. You seem to be beaming with confidence more than usual there, Formula. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, the girls really reassured fans with the performance against the Cayman Islands, man. You know, they really reassured fans. It was just a smooth operation, just a intricate sort of a performance, just well executed. Yes, you know, I think, you know, especially like in the first 10 minutes, you know, Jody Brown did miss a couple sitters, and yes, there were some chances that, you know, but in games like that, when you create a number of goal scoring chances, you are really and truly going to miss some. I didn't like the shots on goal to the amount of shots ratio. I think that could have been a little bit better, but it was a I wouldn't say it was a perfect performance, but it was the closest we have seen the Reggae Girls get to perfection in a while.
That's interesting because I don't even think they're nowhere near a polished reggae girl side yet. So to think that you've seen glimpses of perfection, that could only be a good thing. Of course, we have so much to talk about. So I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to back step just a little bit, reverse back into Saturday. I know that you was frustrated on Saturday evening. I'm going to allow you to actually say why you was frustrated, but I want to know why were you so frustrated given the circumstances and also what was on show.
Well, you know, guys, Crystal, you know, knows a little bit of my Saturday evening plight. Um, all right, so there are a number of issues. I had actually set up the watch along. I planned to do the watch along, and there were a number of issues why I didn't get to go through with the watch along. You know, I mean, for starters, I couldn't even get the game to watch it. You know, so that was just one issue. Though there were other issues where even if I could source the game, I still wouldn't have been able to go through with it. My channel was kind of giving some problems as well. Long story, but yeah, and I was listening to Crystal's watch along, right? And just hearing what was taking place and just being like, damn man, I would really have wanted to do a watch along to this particular game because it really, even though I wasn't seeing, you know, what was taking place, Crystal and Mikey and Richard was really doing a good job of articulating what was actually taking place. And it really sounded to me that I was really missing out on, you know, a very, very impressive performance from the Reggae Girls. As I was saying earlier, if it wasn't for that goalkeeper, man, man, if it wasn't for the goalkeeper with the long, like she was, you know, she was out for probably a good 10 minutes. If it wasn't for that, man, trust me, man, we'd have probably given them a good 10-0 in the first half alone, man. Seriously.
That pretty much, I like the way you ended that. That pretty much echoes, speaks volumes, a perfect summary of basically how that game went. Because what you're telling me is, you know, big up to Cayman Islands. They give us a warm welcome. We're going to talk about that welcome from Cayman Islands later on in the show. Like I said, big up to Cayman Islands, but based on your observation there, Formula, don't think many can disagree, but you pretty much summarized it as between Trudy Carter's hat trick and the other goals that followed, leading up to the goalkeeper and her Oscar-winning performance there, you kind of make it sound like they were the wounded dog from the first whistle.
The Reggae Girls just really and truly from the get go just seized control of the game. And, you know, we're going to be talking more about the Damret game. That is something that we definitely need to do from minute one. I remember, I know a little bit about boxing, but I remember the fight with, I think it was the first fight out of the trilogy with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And I remember I was watching First Take. I don't know if you're familiar with that show, First Take, Stephen A. Smith.
You know we are so alike. The reason why
You know First Take?
it's not even that. It's like you said boxing, and today we had a press conference today. This is why I said, I think I told you earlier on that I was writing a piece for my paper. So I was basically
Mm-hmm.
writing the report for the press conference.
Oh,
And I
you
was
were at
like,
the press conference.
yeah, I was I needed to like send a piece over to my editor. So I've wrote the piece before I came on your live stream. You said something just then, and I'm just like, we're like reading each other's mind. There's one thing that struck my mind, or kind of like the light bulb moment with the gaffer being Mr. Vin Blaine. I'm listening to him talk, and I'm just like, I'm not saying he shouldn't be where he is within that position, but I'm like, you know what? You might actually be better suited to boxing simply based off your fighting talk alone. And that's the reason why I was smiling, because it's interesting that you've picked up on the boxing observation there with where the gaffer is concerned. I heard him speaking in a press conference, and he said one or two things. And I'm thinking, maybe boxing is your thing. Not saying I don't want him, in the driving seat, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he does. He is a little bit combative in his rhetoric. That's true. That's facts. That's facts. But I was saying the boxing analogy to say that I remember Steve Naismith made a point on Mike Tyson, not Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury's approach to the game, and how as soon as the fight kick started, Tyson Fury basically just ran out at Deontay Wilder. Right, and you could kind of see it kind of took Deontay off guard, because usually them kind of step up
Yeah.
cautiously to the opponent, but Tyson Fury just literally ran out of his corner and ran out at Wilder, and it really put him on the back foot of
Mm-hmm.
the fight from minute one. And I think that is what we need to do against the Dominican Republic. I think that is what we need to do just from minute one, just like against Cayman, just on the front foot right away, seize control, make them know say, yo, on a day in our place now. Seeing and problems tonight. So I think we really need to do that.
You know what would be problems for them tomorrow night? Well, tomorrow for you guys, basically today for me, time zone difference. You know what would be a problem? If I could watch the game tomorrow night and I could see the cameraman or camera person pan and put the camera on Mr. Formula A Sports, I'm gonna be like, problem. The scientist is in the building, the formula has arrived. Dominica, you're not leave Jamaica with not even a pint. So if I happen to see that tomorrow, I know that we're in good hands. But I'm gonna stick a pin in it. And it's time to do further reasoning. You can't do that without the reason boss himself. So guys, I'm spoiling you tonight. I've gone and got the tactician, the scientist, the formula, and I'm about to make it a tad bit even more spicy for you. And I'm about to reintroduce someone that you guys are so familiar with. It's none other than Mr. Richard Stevens. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Crystal. You are bringing an additional smile to the face. You are. I don't want to mess with your program. I don't want to mess with your program, Crystal. But from now on, you are the intro boss. I tell you, you had me hook, line, and sinker as you introduce the scientist himself. Me say, wait, what kind of scientist business are going here, sir? Formula. Good to see you, sir. You think, hey, this lady, she not easy, sir. Greetings.
Yeah, her introductions are unrivaled. I'm a little bit envious, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
I told you the intros just roll off my tongue when you're doing enough, because I don't prepare for my intros. I just go with whatever comes to my mind. So it just think when you think about it, you trip yourself up. So that's the key for anybody who wants to do intro. Just go ahead and freestyle it. But I'm sure you would have heard what we were saying there, Mr. Stevens. I know how you feel about the game because we've dissected it. But what do you make of what Formula Sports have said so far?
Well, Formula definitely has a sense of trepidation. How big a sense of trepidation we will see as the evening goes on. Formula, we missed you. I know that you did want to join in the watch along and do a watch along of your own. So I'm glad that you enjoyed the Tallawah TV coverage with Mikey, myself, and of course the one and only inimitable Crystal Davis. So it was, I tell you what, I agree with you, Formula and Crystal. I think that it's a very interesting point in that the reggae girls seem to be getting better as the tournament has gone on, as the qualification process has gone on. And I think culminating in this matchup, a top of the table clash with the Dominican Republic, I think I find myself in a position where, as I've recently joined the Reggae Girls Juta wagon, it's a wagon that I've enjoyed and I'm enjoying the ride thoroughly. But I have this in mind. No excuses. No excuses guaranteed. I've got sweaty palms because I am looking forward. Yes, Formula, that rings a bell, sir. I am looking forward to, and I want the Reggae Girls really passionately to make it through to the second stage of qualifying, to have themselves a chance of making their back-to-back consecutive World Cup appearances. But I'm a little nervous in that the Dominican Republic know what's at stake. It's a tasty round, final round of qualifiers. There were a couple of other intriguing contests where top spot, only one can qualify, are up for grabs. So it's going to be a really interesting evening. I think the Reggae Girls are, on paper, better, superior to the Dominican Republic team. But they're a feisty bunch, these Dominican Republic players. They're talented. They'll know what's at stake. They're hungry. They've got a good amount of attitude and no little quality about them. And they've got the ability to be decisive. We saw that in the Grenada game. And we saw that against Bermuda, who put up a staunch fight. But they knew they had to minimum get that win, get the 3 points. It's never done and dusted in sport, as we know. And deep into the game, 83, 84 minutes on the clock, free kick, and the quality showed. They've got some really good players. I just think that Reggae Girls have more by way of quality and high profiles, status. The question is, come the big night, come after hour, will they show of their best or near their best? Will they be able to get the job done, or will we suffer disappointment? And I don't want to experience disappointment. We've been there a little too often with the Reggae boys. The Reggae girls, I hope, are writing their own script, and I'm praying and hoping they stay calm and deliver. Crystal, ease my mind. Ease the viewers and subscribers' mind, please. I don't want sweaty hands tonight. Me want dry hands. Come in, Crystal.
Guys, before I forget my manners, massive thank you tonight to my two lovely special guests, Mr. Formula Sports and Mr. Richard Stevens. If you are not familiar with their work, I'm going to leave it to them towards the end of the show to point you guys in the right direction. So you can go and follow them on social media. You guys in the comment section, you are the ultimate 12 man. Thank you for tuning into my live stream so far. If you haven't done so already, please do go ahead and hit that like button for me. I would definitely appreciate that. Mr. Tennessee Lewis, a man who has been in my corner pretty much from the very jump. Thank you so much there for your kindness. Definitely appreciate your continuous support. All the guys in the comment section, I can't quite possibly name you all because I don't want to miss out on anyone's name, but I will say this, a huge special big up to Mr. Warren Webster. Definitely thinking of you, Warren, and your family. You're definitely in my thoughts and my prayers, and I will say a prayer for you tonight. It's not actually tonight, early morning before I go to my bed. Definitely whisper a silent prayer for you there. So I hope that you and your family are well. Go back over to the guys, my two panelists. You know what's funny is I had periods there where you pretty much have both said. I was making notes whilst you was talking. Earlier on, you heard Formula compare. He brought in a boxing analogy, and that's a somewhat similar analogy that I pretty much applied to Vin Blaine there when he does his press conference. And then we had Mr. Richard Stevens that touched on a key word there, superiority. Coincidentally, those are two words that was one used by myself, the boxing, and two, superiority was used by Mr. Vin Blaine in his press conferences today. So what does that tell you about Vin Blaine and the connection with the fans like yourselves?
Formula, I've got a little bit of a cough and hay fever situation, so I'm going to take my time and allow you to lead the way alongside Crystal. But in a nutshell, superiority. I like the tone of what Vin's saying. On paper, the Reggae Girls, I believe, are superior to the Dominican Republic. What I'm looking forward to hugely, and yet soberly and quietly, I say quietly, so I'm going to be the first one to let off and lighter and as the goals go in, even a goal. I'm really looking forward to the performance. But I think cometh the hour, I think these Reggae Girls are capable of delivering and showing in Trudy Carter, a lady who I think's got the X factor, Khadija Shaw, Tiffany Cameron, who's not even appeared as yet. But trust me, when she goes onto the pitch, electricity, experience, talent rises to the occasion. She can get the job done. The Swabies in defense. Paige Bailey Gale, what an outstanding contribution she made against the Cayman Islands. Hugely impressive. Jodie Brown, the number 10, more in the tank. The list goes on. Marlo Sweatman was spoilt for choice. Is it going to be Drew Spence or is it going to be Marlo? We've got Chenula, Asher, the number 7, raring to go. Quality, box to box. We've got big time players. We've not even mentioned Kyla McCoy yet. So the strength and depth is there. We're spoilt for choice, and I'm confident that whoever Vin puts on the field, I like what he has said. If you've said what he has said, superiority, I think that he may be singing from the same hymn sheet that the players are reading, and that fills me with a lot of confidence. I know Formula made mention of the fact that on occasions Vin has used certain terminology and language that seems a bit excessively combative. But it's very interesting when you come to language and man management and psychological games. Antonio Conte at Tottenham, at one point he was talking about this club's not good enough for him. He's not sure about the players. Wow, look at them now, rearing to go, knocking in the goals, playing with a lot of confidence. Tuchel, I know we're comparing it to the club games, but it's the mentality and the relationship between manager and players. Tuchel was talking about no chance. His team has no chance against Real Madrid, having gone 3-1 down and also lost, having lost 4-1 to Brentford at home. You'd think the wheels have come off. Well, ask Southampton about wheels coming off. They got a 5 or 6 for their trouble. And players who you feel are good on paper showed and delivered on the pitch. I'm confident. I'm confident the Reggae Girls will deliver on the pitch, but I don't want to laden them too much. So I don't know the mindset. Crystal, you've been confident in terms of believing in the Reggae Girls and their capabilities. I'm looking forward to them doing exactly what Vim is suggesting they can do, because if they're oozing confidence, they'll want to show each other, Vin, and the fans what they can do. Oh, let's not forget the Dominican Republic, because these girls are feisty themselves. Let's get it on and let's see. To the victor, the spoils. Up the Reggae Girls. Formula, your time.
So basically, Crystal was talking about just how, Vin Blaine's rhetoric, so to speak, right? As I said, that's the one real criticism I have of Vin Blaine. Yes, there have been arguments along the lines of substitutions, personnel usage and stuff like that. Those don't really bother me too much per se, but what does really kind of bother me is some of the rhetoric. If it's one thing I think is going to be, I don't want to say the downfall, but if it's one red flag or potential red flag that I'm seeing so far, is some of the thing I think is rhetoric is a bit too strong sometimes, and I get that it could be his style of man management, and I know some of these coaches now, these modern contemporary coaches now, a lot of them study a lot of psychology, right? So they either go to school officially for psychology, or they read a lot of material on psychology. So he seems like an intelligent individual. I mean, I don't know him personally, but from what I've gotten from him thus far. But I don't know, sometimes his rhetoric just comes across a bit too strong for my liking, with the potential of having what you call it again, man, when like you like what them call it, man. Oh God, the phrase eludes me, but
Do you think it's a case? Sorry to cut you off there, Formula.
yeah, man, yeah, man.
Do you think it's a case of just keeping it quite simple where Mr. Blaine is concerned? Do you think it's just him just saying that, I am pleased, more than pleased with the squad I have, and I have full belief in him? Because for me, when I heard the gaffer say superior, light bulb kind of went off in my head. I'm thinking, oh, this is the word that we use ever so often in our community. Like we pride ourselves in saying that the Reggae Girls are a superior team. I've lost count how many times I've said, the Reggae Girls are a superior team in the Caribbean. Do you not just think that he's basically just speaking in the same manner that we've all spoken within our own unique space?
Well, the term I was looking for was backfiring, right? And I didn't hear
You're
that part.
scared. That tells me that you're a little bit scared.
No, it's just it's something that I'm keeping track of. There's a pattern and a trend with the way how he speaks, and sometimes he goes a little bit overboard, in my opinion, right? That lends it. I mean, I don't know. Probably he obviously knows the girls better than I do, and will have an understanding of what they're more likely to respond to, right? So probably he feels as though this is what I need to say for these girls to get that response that I want out of these respective ladies. So, as I said, I don't know, but it is something that I am monitoring closely, because his rhetoric is unusually a bit strong for a team, especially for somebody who just took over a team. I think, like, normally you would hear the rhetoric, like, usually when you hear rhetoric coming from a coach that seems a little bit unusual or unconventional, is when things are really down, like when Conte, right, seemed to have been like him really, I say, yo, what is my get myself, or with Tuchel when things really started going a bit off of the rails. So for a new gaffer to just come in, right, things haven't been bad. Yes, the performances initially were not up to scratch, but I'm not saying I'm worried, but I'm watching. How I hope it doesn't backfire. I don't hope he doesn't say something one time that causes he causes certain individuals to take offense, right, and rub some of the players the wrong way.
As in the opposition?
No, I'm not, like, for this particular. I didn't hear these comments because I wasn't a part of the press conference.
So basically, he was paraphrasing, using the term superior, and then he went on to describing that player for player, there's no comparison there, and I don't disagree with that. because I think that's something that we can. You can't necessarily say player for player they're matching us. So that basically means that with our whole entire starting 11, player for player, they're giving us a run for our money. So I think he's looking at the team as a collective and saying that we are the superior team. But he did say, that whilst we are the superior team, Dominican Republic do have individual brilliance. So that's what I'm saying, trying to chime out. Is that something that you necessarily disagree with, given what was said?
I didn't hear those comments. I would have to hear it and to hear the tone. If it did it come across to you as a bit of arrogance, or did it come across as him just basically being factual? What he said something similarly along those lines.
He said, I know our team is a superior team to Dominican Republic. They play well, but individual players, player to player, we are the better team.
Okay, that's not so bad. It's not as bad as when the lead up to the Grenada game. As I say, I still didn't hear the tone of it.
I want
but
you
it
to actually
don't.
point me in the direction of what you're referring to, because I'm still not
The
saying
Grenada game, man, when he said that they were gonna get run over in the run
Oh.
up to the Grenada game,
I
he said that.
I don't know. I don't know if I was in that press conference or not. I can't remember. I probably
Yeah, man.
was.
He said I feel for them because they're
Yeah.
gonna get run over.
Do
That's what
you
he
think?
said.
Do you think that it sits uncomfortable with you because it's women's football? Would you have had a issue if it was like if he was in charge of the Reggae Boys, for
As a
example?
matter of fact, it would be a bigger issue if he was in charge of the Reggae Boys.
Okay,
Because
okay. Let me flip it. Let me change it a little
Mhm.
bit. If it was the Reggae Boys and the Reggae Boys played as well as the Reggae Girls currently play and have played,
It would be a bigger issue because, and I'll tell you why. The Reggae girls don't seem to be egotistical players. Their players, generally speaking, seem to be very humble, right? With them a Reggae boy, so when Vin Blaine threw the entire defense under the bus, right? After I think it was after the Grenada game, if memory serves right? That would worry me because I know that there is some of them players that were that would have probably rubbed them the wrong way. Because I think men in general with our egos, and I know, probably Crystal is not don't like to compare, males and females in terms of.
do you know what, Formula? I actually don't mind. I don't mind. Fire away if it's part of your reasoning or your debate or argument, then the floor is all yours. But me personally, I don't mind touching on the comparison of both teams
And are both genders,
or both genders. Yeah,
because
I don't mind touch. The reason why I'm actually like pressing the question to both yourself and Mr. Stevens, again, these are languages that me myself use. I've said that we are a superior team. I've even gone as far to say that we are the superior team of the Caribbean. So to then hear the Gaffer then say similar stuff to what we've used in terms of use of language, he said, I know our team is superior to Dominican Republic. I don't think many would disagree with him. That's what I'm saying, what is wrong with, the Gaffer saying that his team is superior to Dominican Republic? Is it just the fact that you're thinking, what if it goes wrong?
no, I don't, as I said, I didn't hear those comments with my own ears.
Or
But
what I
if
could
it,
do is try and see if I can find the press conference. I could sit here and like dissect the
if
press
you can,
conference
if you could,
with
I
you
could
guys.
dissect it. If you could
Yeah,
dissect it,
I'll
yeah,
leave that to
that
you
would be
guys in the
good
comment
stuff.
section as well. Let me know if you want me to just
Yeah,
fast
man,
forward.
them sign off on it, man. Them sign
Yeah.
off on it.
All right, we're
Them
gonna
say
dissect the press conference
Them say
later
No,
on.
me want to hear it today, so them say it.
We're gonna yes to you.
But as I said, I don't want to. I didn't hear them for myself. I didn't hear the comments for myself, but it don't sound. It not sound that bad to me. It sounds alright. It
I
sounds
think
something.
personally, I think it sounds all right, but
Yeah, I think he's just probably trying to let these girls know that hey, on a better than that side.
yeah,
Straight up, just give them a bit of confidence going into the game to
confidence
know that.
booster,
Yeah,
confidence. I like that. Also,
settle
as
them,
well, carry on, Formula.
going into the game. Settle them a bit going into the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I am more speaking about, generally speaking, about Vin Blaine's comments, not necessarily about this particular comment, but generally speaking. You asked me the question if I would feel differently if it was the boys. He was said yes, I would, because the boys, some of the comments that I've heard Vin Blaine said, I wonder if it would sit well with the boys. But it's the girls we're talking about, so I'm
No,
watching.
you can stay on that topic because what you're saying pretty much brings us back to what Mr. Stevens said in regards to, we've seen these type of comments being made within the men in the men's game, particularly some weeks ago at Tottenham, where Antonio Conte is concerned. The man pretty much basically telling you that you're rubbish, Antonio Conte. Long story short, with his post match response to a
Vin
particular.
Blaine kind of did that with the defense too.
See, this is
It's just a pity I can't find the video. But
yeah,
me
and
I tell you,
I want that video. I wanna.
literally, you know what I'm gonna do when this live is finished? Me I go search for the video, and even though it was a while ago, me I go try see if I can find it and get it here. Because I'm telling you, man, him basically said the defense was like him fling the defense under the bus. I was shocked, man. Like, trust me, man, trust me.
So, Mr. Malik Mills, before I forget my manners, sir, I hope you're in tip-top form. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're hydrated. Thank you there for your kindness. I'm going with what the scientist has said today. The scientist being the formula. He says he wants us to hit play on that press conference. I'm gonna see if I can play the press conference and we can just dissect that later on a little bit further on into the show. Big up all you guys in the comment section so far. Like I said, there's so much there to talk about. Well, we're gonna take it slow and steady. Over to you guys, Mr. Richard Stevens and Mr. Formula Sports.
Well, I'm just listening to what Formula and yourself are saying, and casting an eye in the comments section at the same time. So big up Tennessee and Luis Perez, Jones Spence, who's very proud of the performance of the Reggae Girls. I think that we just need to keep a positive spirit. Going into the final round of these qualifiers, there are some top of the table clashes, and I expect to see the usual suspects come out in maybe tight affairs, but I expect them to come out, and I don't expect too many surprises. I'm going to include the Reggae Girls in that mix. Vin, sometimes, managers can't get it right. Arsene Wenger was seen as extremely cerebral as a manager, and some people thought, you know what, he needs to be a bit more aggressive. He's too gentlemanly, especially in his 1v1s with Sir Alex Ferguson, the great manager who was not averse to throwing the odd cup in certain man's direction in the changing rooms. So sometimes you can't win. You've got horses for courses and different styles and different approaches to managerial roles. So I have got confidence in Vin in that. I agree with you, Crystal. He seems to have come on board. I don't know his credentials. Formula knows more about Vin's credentials in terms of his previous managerial and coaching roles. But I think he's come on board recognizing that the team that he has at his disposal is a high quality, ambitious, humbled, dedicated team of quality with experience, talent, technique, drive, and he's calling a spade, and he wants the ladies to know it. He wants the fans to know it. He wants the press corps to know it, and he wants the Dominican Republic set up to know it. So the scene is set. The floor was his. He's chosen to express himself and give his opinion of the Reggae Girls, and we shouldn't be backward in coming forward. Remember, the Concacaf contains some of the world's best women's team: Canada, America, Mexico. If we have aspirations to join that clique at some point sooner than later, I think that we've got a really great basis with this crop of players. So I think the spotlight's on them, and I think that they'll shine in the spotlight. not putting extra pressure on them. I just want them to perform and do themselves justice. I think Vin's aware of it, and the fans are aware of it. Crystal, that smile is there. It's hard to avoid that smile sometimes, you know. What are you picking up? What are you sensing, Crystal?
I just love doing live stream with you guys, like Formula, Richard, the guys in the comment section, Mr. Mikey Ballin, because I don't know. Sometimes I don't even need to speak because you guys just say what basically whatever I'm thinking. So when you see me smiling, it's literally because you're speaking my language. So that's why I'm smiling. I learned from the press conference that the gaffer actually was watching one of my live streams. And he actually heard what Mr. Mikey Ballin said with regards to his 5 substitutions. So
Oh, did he now?
so I'm gonna
Oh,
stick a pin in it and I'm gonna bring Mr. Mikey Ballin because you're lucky that you said an apology there, Mr. Mikey Ballin, because you would have had a knock at your door from the gaffer himself flying over to the States to have a nice little word with you. Guys, last couple of days we've had so many debuts. This is no doubt going to be one of my biggest debut. This is for a man who has been following my platform pretty much since the birth of my channel. So I'm going to reintroduce Mr. Mikey Ballin, and I'm also going to give you guys a debut of Mr. Tennessee Lewis. How are you, sirs?
Everything is good, Crystal.
Tennessee in the house. Tennessee in the house.
This is my
morning.
first time hearing from you. I'm delighted.
Okay, good morning.
I've been following you for a long time, Crystal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How you doing?
Everything is good so far.
What do you make of what the guys have said so far? I know Mikey has something to that he needs to probably get off his chest, given that the gaffers heard him loud and clear.
And not just the thinking tour. Get that off him chest too. And want to get that out of the whole thing. That's another matter. Tibingi. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think so far I like how the team is playing. There's one player that I really miss from this team who I really wanted to see. Upon Salone, but she's injured and thing. But I think she's a more technical player in this team. But I really wanted to see her in this team and see, you know, and get, but because I think maybe she'll come back for the second one, but I think I don't know if she's still going to start because right now Tulika is playing really well. You understand? But I really like Obanaz Salon as a player.
I think she's Rolls Royce in our midfield, isn't she?
Yeah, man, she's a brilliant player.
Cannot disagree with you on that. I think I should probably take a slight little pause there. Up on my last live stream, I was joined by the wonderful Mr. Malik Mills, but he had to shoot off because he wasn't feeling well. By the goodness of God, he's actually in tip-top form, so he's making his reintroduction. So guys, be kind to my lovely panelists. How are you, Mr. Mills?
Good night. How everyone doing? Hope y'all doing good tonight.
Malik, how you doing, man? Give thanks. Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you too.
How you feeling? How's your head?
I'm feeling better. Feeling way better.
Lovely.
Allergies had me down.
Yeah? Is that hay fever? Because Mr. Stevens has hay fever.
Oh, dang. Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Every time I see you, I think about the witching hour. And I hope the witching hour turns in favor of the reggae girls tomorrow evening. Formula, by the way, you know what? Formula, we need your attention, you know, because you are an interesting character. You're an interesting character. I hope that by tonight's conclusion of proceedings, you do not have the sweaty hands that you gave me. We need dry hands in the house. And if anything, we're going to have not a dry eye in the house because we're going to be emotionally charged for the coming home of the reggae girls to World Cup qualification part 2. Mikey, speak. I see you down there. I see you.
First, good night to the Eastern people on the eastern side of the world, and good morning to the people on the western side of the world, across the pond. Okay, now, Krista, you gotta tell me what Mr. Blaine said about me now. But first of all, I gotta big up Tallawah TV, because if the Gaffer is watching Tallawah and nobody else, who's number one for Reggae Girls on YouTube, not Formula, not Coach's Desk, not Max TV.
Look at
It's the
this.
one and only, the most beautiful host, Crystal.
Mikey.
And crystals are very clear. And
Everybody knows that, Mikey. No, but that is not up for debate or dispute.
Thank you very much.
Your father,
Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like.
I
hit the
didn't
like,
think
hit
that
the
he
like.
tuned into the channel. So when he made a comment, basically paraphrasing, it touched on Mikey was basically hammering the Gaffer guys about his substitution.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play the press conference, and you'll be able to hear what he says about what Mikey said with regards to the 5 substitutions. When he said it, I just burst out laughing because I knew he was referring to Mikey. So I said, in fairness, he did apologize, and the Gaffer was like, I know he apologized, but yeah, so he heard you loud and clear, Mikey.
You see, that's why you have to be a man. When you know you're wrong, admit that you're wrong and apologize, and it goes a long way.
Are you going to apologize for your comments regarding Khadija Bunny Shaw formula? Did you pick up on it, Tennessee? I'd love your insights going into this game. Let me strike while the iron is hot.
Apologies
if I may,
for
Crystal.
Khadija.
If I may, Crystal. Could I? May I?
Take it away.
Thank you, Crystal. Formula, Tennessee, Malik. Please just give your thoughts to the watching audience regarding the matter of Bunny Shaw and her
And Jody Brown.
We don't want to confuse matters, but if you want to put with Jody, let's go with Jody as well. But Khadija, front and center, scored a hat trick. But in some people's eyes, Khadija should have been wrapped in the proverbial cotton wool and taken off the moment the goal difference with the Dominican Republic had been erased and Jamaica found themselves top of the standings. So before 60 minutes max, get her off. She had a yellow card, and if she had another yellow card collected, she would have been in danger of missing a big game, absolutely massive game, which is taking place tomorrow. What was your feelings on the matter? Because Vin was coming in for some criticism, and I don't know if Vin said anything at the press conference, but Formula, Malik, Tennessee, what's your views, gents?
No, I think both of you guys made good points on the watch along where that was concerned, but I do agree with Mikey. I think that as soon as the goal difference would have been in our favor, and I think that was when Khadija scored her first goal, right? So one, she got a goal for herself, to help with her confidence, because strikers want to get a goal in every game. She got that goal. Our goal difference was superior to theirs at that point in time. So it was mission accomplished. So right at that particular moment when she got the first goal, she should have been off immediately. Me personally, I would not have put her out back for the second half, because we had finished the first half. 5-0. We had leveled our goal. I think we had either leveled or we were a goal. We had better goal difference than them.
Yeah, because we scored more goals.
Yes. Oh, yes. So we were level on goal difference, but the goals scored was more. So by virtue of that, we'd have been at top. There you go. So I think, I agree with Mikey. Don't even make her score our first goal. Take her off at halftime then, because we desperately need her for the final game. I think Khadija Bonisha adds a dynamic that I don't know if there's any other player in our team that adds that particular dynamic to the team. I'm a little bit concerned about that. I think without Bonisha, I think that it severely limits our attacking potency. right? I think such is the magnitude of Bonnie Shaw and what she brings to the table. I don't really see any other player in the squad that brings that to the table. So, yeah, we need her on the pitch at all times as much, especially in a big game like Damrep. I would definitely have taken her off at halftime.
Pamela, I disagree with you and Mikey, but I agree with everything what Mikey said. Mikey was right. You understand? Bonisha is our best player. She's our most feared player. And you have a big game coming up. So we already had the goal difference. Sesha took her off earlier and brought on what's her name?
McCoy.
The one that
McCoy.
yeah. Just took her off and brought on McCoy because I don't see no reason if you have her out there running on that field. And the field looks terrible as well. You understand? So I I agree with everything that Mikey said. Even if Vin Blaze vexed, but I agree with Mike.
All right, so I just wanted to say I agree with everything Mikey said, and I feel like they should have took her off at halftime because for one, what if she would have got hurt, and what if she would have picked up another yellow card? That would have been a big blow to her. So I agree she should have been taken off at halftime, and that's all I gotta say on the matter.
So, Richard, and now you're down 3-0.
I think Mikey should have been the coach.
Thank you very much. But I don't want, I didn't think I want him job.
I'm gonna leave it to you guys in the comment section. Who are you agreeing with? You agreeing with Mr. Mikey Ballin or you agreeing with Mr. Richard Stevens? Let them know in the comment section, guys. Back over to you, Mr. Stevens and Mr. Ballin.
Well, Richard,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Earlier before I came on the stream, I saw you with a cup of tea. Did you draw that tea or you made that tea?
I made it.
Okay, that's very good.
I'm a fast learner.
Okay.
But I disagree with Pablo. I think Kayla Mackay is a very good player as well. Because we haven't got to see much of her. You understand? But I think she's a very good player. I don't think she's as good as Bonisha, but I think she's a good striker.
But
I think
Tennessee,
she's
my issue is not that I know she's a good striker, she's a quality forward. I know that. My issue is the dynamic that she offers to. I think the team for me personally, especially we saw it in the Grenada game. I wouldn't say it's built around Bonnie, but it is definitely, you can see that the way we play, there is an intention of having Bonnie Shaw have a particular effect on the game, right? And I'm just a little bit wary of the fact that Kayla McCoy is a different kind of forward. It's a different dynamic, a different dimension. So with us being comfortable consistently playing with the type of forward that Bonisha is, with a different dynamic in Kayla McCoy, will it still be as comfortable? And no. For me personally, I think that it helps big time when you have a striker like Bonisha who, can really and truly get other players into the game, right? I think her hold-up play is very good. I think that ability to just drop deep and link the play and hold up the ball and that sort of stuff. Not saying that Kayla can't do it, but she's just a different type of forward, man. And I think that those particular attributes that I just made mention to with Bonisha will serve us very well when we come up against especially better teams like the Costa Ricas, like the Panamas, like God forbid we don't face the US or Canada. We'll definitely either face US or Canada. Hopefully it's Canada. But I think the dynamic that Bonisha adds to our team will really and truly help us better against one of those tougher teams. And I don't see anybody else who can really do it anywhere near the level that Bunny Shark can.
I also think that what Bunny does, she draws double teams because it takes two girls to really.
That's another point too. Yeah.
And when if two person is on Bunny, therefore we have one person wide open. There's somebody open on the field. Because if she take a double team, if you notice, whenever Bunny get the ball, it's automatically 2 or 3 of them surround her. It's just for her to release, see what's happening, and release the ball quickly. And if we can move the ball fast, then we're going to score. But sometimes we don't move the ball as fast as we'd like. And I guess Vin will tell the Bunny, listen, if you turn these 3 girls on you, therefore we have 2 girls free. To find the ball to someone, the other person try to find the open person. Because Bunny more than likely won't find the open person because she's surrounded by 3 players or 2 players. So you have to going to be 2 passes to get to the open player. It's just like Bailey. Every time Bailey pick up the ball, they have 2 person on them usually. So there's one forward free somewhere on the field. You just have to try and find that forward. And also, back to the same yellow card thing with Bunny, but this time it's Jody Brown. Formula, Jody Brown got a yellow card, but when she hit the goalkeeper, would you have kept her on the field after halftime, after we know we are already ahead on goal difference? Because we also need her for tomorrow's game, and she could get the next yellow card. And like Tennessee said, the field was bad. She could have twisted her ankle and not play tomorrow. What do you say, Formula?
Well, I'm not so particularly concerned about Jody. Because yes, obviously we know that she's Concacaf Young Player of the Year and that sort of a thing. Real quality player. But I definitely agree with you. Bonisha should have been removed. I'm not gonna really complain about being a little bit more relaxed with the situation where Jody is concerned, because I do believe that there are players in the squad that can come on and do a similar job to what Jody can do, right? In terms of we seem to be very blessed in the wing forward position, right? So I'm not really too concerned about. Yes, I agree with the point, and what you're saying makes sense, but I'm not gonna beat Vin Blaine for that. But the Punisher and what she brings to the table, he should have taken her off at halftime. And just to add to what Mikey said, Bonnie Shaw is a very skillful player. And she is very good with her back to goal. Kayla McCoy strikes me as the type of a person. That's one thing I worry about this team. Right? From what I know of the players, a lot of the forwards, they seem to be more comfortable facing the goal. Right? Bonnie Shaw is the real one that she has no problem. She has absolutely, like, whether she's facing the goal or whether back to the goal is the same thing you're going to get from her. Whereas I'm not so sure about the other forwards if they are as impressive with their backs to goal as they are when they're facing goal.
It's a very interesting point you're making, Formula. And Crystal, it would be lovely to hear what happened at the press conference.
I'm looking at that clock, and I was gonna actually ask you guys around about the 1 hour mark. We're about 2 minutes away from that, but I was waiting for Formula to finish off there. I'm just gonna chime in to what Formula said with regards to Bunny and the type of player that she is. Could it just be something as, not simply put, but there's no secret. We're not just talking about Bunny in the Reggae Girls team or Bunny as a player for Manchester City. Like, it's no secret that she's a different caliber. She's a different pedigree. So shouldn't we just be saying that at least we have that pedigree in our camp? Because, a lot of teams, even at club level, I agree with you there, Formula, but a lot of teams at club level don't have strikers or forwards that can play with their backs to goal.
Yeah, that's our solid point, Crystal. Go to Richard.
Very quick and fast, sir. I think that the psychological impact on the game, as you guys have been actually demonstrating and alluding to, played a very important part in Khadija remaining on the pitch. She's got the temperament and the coolness and professionalism to make a difference. In addition to that, her ability and the pivotal role she plays in the team, I felt was not on the line or at stake, but I think that presence in a game against the likes of the Cayman Islands when we needed to improve our goal difference, if the opposition such as the Dominican Republic and the Reggae Girls themselves found that they weren't actually getting the most out of Khadija where goal scoring is concerned and making a difference, not just attracting players, but actually making a clinical, decisive difference, that could have put some doubts going into this game. The fact that she stayed on the pitch and in a few minutes, I mean, Trudy scored a fantastic hat trick, and she is a player with X factor, and I don't think we should underestimate her ability and her heart. She's got a great heart and a great passion for the game and a real cutting edge a game. But I thought that Khadija, if she didn't score, there may have been questions as to, as Crystal said, she's a high caliber player. But imagine a high caliber player not impacting by finding the net. We've seen the likes at club level of Manchester United, full of pretty talented players, but they're misfiring, not delivering defensively or offensively. And when you have those questions, then those players and the team start having doubts, and their performances and their reputation comes into question. By the time Khadija came off the field, she wasn't worrying about, oh, am I going to trip over? Am I going to twist my ankle? She was saying, I'm going to make a difference. Vin was saying she's going to make a difference. The team was saying she can make a difference. But vitally, she did what she had to do, and she led with a fantastic captain's performance, made the difference, then was taken off. And I don't think we should overlabor the point. It was, as we said in the watch along, a gamble. It was a gamble, and we can go along with that. But I
Very
think
risky gamble, Richard.
yes,
Very
Richard,
risky gamble.
but I think the more
Richard,
important point was that we could see that the Reggae Girls were playing in a way that also included making a difference and having balls played to her, receiving long balls, short balls, and making a difference and impacting the game, which is good for her confidence and the Reggae Girls' confidence, and impacts on the opposition, as hopefully we'll find when it's all to play for versus Dominican Republic.
Richard,
And I want to touch on.
Richard, let me just say
The glass
something.
is half
You
full.
want to answer, Richard?
The glass
Richard,
is
let
half
me just say
full.
something.
We're spoiled. We've got riches. Yes, of course. Go
No,
ahead.
Richard, let me say something, Richard. When you have an important game 3 days later, you do not gamble. This is not Atlantic City or in a casino. You don't gamble your last dollar, and you don't have any bus fare to go home. The game was already over and done with. We already had the lead at halftime. We already at number one spot in the group at halftime when it was 5-0. We know that she scored a hat trick, and that's okay. But what happened if she scored a hat trick and twist her ankle and can't play tomorrow? What would you say? It was an okay gamble? Or you say, boy, Vin Bill should take her off? What would you have said then?
I don't want to overlabor the point. Listen
But
carefully
you
to me,
see that?
Mikey. Listen,
Yeah.
if I may again, if
Yeah.
I may.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I empathize and I understand. Crystal, you can get me out of this anytime you want, but I'm willing to hold my ground and with the greatest respect,
Listen,
my
No,
point.
man, we're going to
when
put your
when
back in
the
there, Richard. We're gonna put
Richard,
your
you
back
can't
in
get out of
there
this one, Richard. You're trapped.
No.
You're
No.
trapped.
Wait, listen, this is not a Craig Butler speed bit. This is not what we're dealing with here. Everything's cool and cook and curried. I'm simply making a point here that as Crystal, our delightful host, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. We're having a reasoned conversation here with the reason boss and the formula, Malik, Tennessee, Mikey Ballin. What I'm saying is, just as Crystal said, we are spoilt for choice. In my eyes, in my opinion, 1, 2, 3, 4 eyes, we are in a situation where the glass is half full and not half empty. If we're talking about taking a gamble, a big gamble, Atlantic City, we're not in Atlantic City. Where do we draw the line? Sometimes the line is very tricky and precarious. Some people may have said, you know what? Don't play Khadija. McCoy on, who's a player that I've got a lot of time for. Don't take the chance because we want her in cotton wool and we want her for the big game. Some people may have said at halftime, just play halftime up to, and then don't include her. Some people may have said don't play don't play Spencer in goal. Don't play Judy. Play Tiffany Tiffany Cameron. My apologies. But sometimes you can't win. In fact, life is a gamble. To my mind, there was a scenario where when you cross the road, do you always use the Pelican crossing or the red light, the traffic lights? Or sometimes do you take a chance and back yourself and look left and right and say, you know what? I know myself. I'm going to cross the road and I'm going to cross safely. Life, in short, is a gamble. I'm not going to labor the point and in laboring the point, potentially create cracks and isms or schism or doubt in the ability and capabilities and decision-making abilities of Vin Blaine. What I'm going to say is the game was played. We had a big smile on our face at the end of the day. Of course, something may have happened, but it didn't. And I'm confident that the Reggae girls will bring their A game. I'm hoping it's an A game, B+ game, and they can finish the job because the job is not yet done. Khadija did what she had to do in that game. The Reggae girls as a team and collective did what they had to do, but the mission is not yet done. But I think in Khadija staying on for her confidence and the team's levels, scoring the hat trick, coming off, not tripping as she made her way off the field. I mean, of course, she may have tripped and injured herself coming off the pitch. But, you know, life is full of chances. What we are faced with now is a terrific matchup where we can see exactly where the Reggae girls lie. Because I've said it to Crystal on Formula's show, and I said it to Formula in his preview. It's a case of no excuses, Mikey, for tomorrow. We've got a really tasty game where the two teams have it all to do. We've got the home advantage. We've got the points on the board. We are in pole position. This is a game where we'll see exactly where the Reggae girls lie in terms of the Concacaf. And we've got other tasty games going on. And it's going to be interesting to see how these teams finalize and come out hopefully unscathed. And we'll see us matched with the very best, the cream of the Concacaf region, and hopefully we'll be able to rub shoulders with America and Canada and Mexico. But first things first, game on in Sabina Park. Let's go.
All right, I got one last thing to say. No, so one thing real quick, Formula.
Mikey, man, for address this, Mikey.
No, never take 2 seconds. Richard, if I was a manager of a professional club, you couldn't manage my team.
No,
let me finish.
2 seconds on, you know.
No, Richard,
can we trust this man? Can we trust this man? This is a man who said 5 substitutes had been used.
No, man, go through, Richard. So what you saying?
No, so me not got you. I want Mikey to got you because it's all fun in the fair.
No, man, Mikey,
yeah. Richard, if I was an owner of a professional club, you can never be a manager, not even assistant, not even carry the water bottle and go up on the field. Your time, Formula.
Mikey.
They sit on the opposite side of the fence.
All right. Look, to be fair to Sir Richard, you know, he's making a decent point to some extent. I understand the logic in his argument. But I think here's where Richard loses me is the in terms of his argument, the cons outweighs the pros. That's where Richard loses me. In terms of, all right, it was only one game she would not have scored for. She scored in the first game. She scored in the second game. Not scoring in one half of a football game would not really harm her confidence that much. She wouldn't be at the level that she's at, right? Being the star player that she is, if not scoring in one game would throw her off to that extent, right? So I get his argument, but she scored the goals in the first game, scored the goals in the second game. To play, at one half of the third game and not score, it wouldn't throw her off that much. Again, I see his point, fair argument, but the cons outweigh the pros with his argument. I think that the longer you left her onto the pitch was the more, the more you're kind of courting, an unwanted incident to arise. Like, why do that? Especially when we're talking about there is no other player in the team that can do what Bonnie Shaw does at the level that she does it. And we see how much we need that in our team. Crystal was saying that, should we look at it from the fact that it's a blessing to have a player of her caliber? Yes, true. But I see how much we rely on Bonnie. I see how much on a number of occasions things kind of revolve around her in some way, shape, or form. And I just see what she brings to the team. And I just worry that if she's not on the field of play, how will we cope? I worry about that. That's the one thing I'm a little bit concerned with these reggae girls. That's the
Well,
one thing.
I would
I
like to
think
say
I
something
think
about that.
is it Tennessee? You wanted to chime in there, didn't you?
Yeah. I wanted to ask if yellow card carry from this round to the next round. And I'm not worried like Pamela about our strikers. I think we have very good strikers can do a job. If Bonisha, because remember Bonisha can be injured for a game, and we have to please somebody else. So I'm not really worried about like if Bonisha gets injured or because one player can play every game. You understand?
But
But I
Tennessee,
think we have I think we have capable strikers that can do a job because I remember the last World Cup qualifying. We never had a striker like Taylor McCoy as backup.
yeah, but no,
It was only Bonisha.
Tennessee. I don't want you to get me wrong, Sorry to cut to Tennessee. I don't me know say Kayla McCoy a big forward in a Tennessee. Right? I'm more talking about the types of players. That is what my issue is. Right? We don't like we don't have a striker that, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen, does as well with her back to goal as a Bonnie Shaw. Kayla McCoy is more
Yeah, I
a
know.
player that prefers to face the goal. So it's not that Kayla
I know
McCoy isn't a
Bonisha.
good backup.
Can I take this
I know
moment just to hail up a quick hail up for Joan Spence? Joan Spence, who I've seen that name before. It'd be lovely to put a face to the name, but I'm hailing up Joan Spence, who seems to be a voice of reason in the chat. As to is Warren Webster. Joan Spence, just for the record, says, and I quote, real talk, Richard. Warren, what,
That's a big up Joan.
Here
Tennessee
the
never
balance.
finished,
But here the
Richard. Tennessee never finished,
Well, let us allow Tennessee to finish. Proceed, Tennessee. Come
That's
true,
time
sir.
for big up Joan. Oh God.
Tennessee,
Yeah,
your
man,
time.
Tennessee, your time, Tennessee. Finish up your argument.
I'm not sure if you can hear us.
Now, you, Tennessee, can you hear
Yeah, you hear
us?
me? Yeah.
Him look
Tennessee,
like him little
Are you hear
delayed.
me?
He's a little delayed. You're a little bit delayed, Tennessee.
Okay. I think maybe I'm gonna go out and come in. We'll come back in.
Yeah, cool.
No problem at
Right,
all. I wanted
guys.
to direct Oh, go ahead, Crystal. I wanted to hail up Warren Webster, who to
Yeah,
balance
go
matters
ahead.
up.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Warren. Always respect. IMAX's father and a lover of all things Jamaican. Big up. He said, Richard, you're wrong, brother. Cayman was not giving us any trouble. So there's a balance. And this is why I say, in my eyes, to my mind, the glass is half full. I wouldn't go with the wrong, because I think that's a little too strong. Decisions are made, and decisions can go for you or go against you. I think it was a considered decision. It could have gone wrong. It may have been misguided, but I don't know. I just think that when it's all said and done, you guys have been alluding to the importance of Bunny and what she brought to the table. I think this was a game that the spotlight was on Jamaica. The onus was on them to follow what the Dominican Republic had done against Grenada. We needed goals. She provided the goals. She provided the impetus. And I think impetus is something that we needed going directly into the Dominican Republic game. It's a back-to-back situation. And I think the pros just about outweigh the cons in the matter. But it could have backfired, but it didn't. And I think back to what Vin said in the press conference, superiority. I think that there's a good vibe about the Jamaican Reggae Girls camp. Now, if you wanted to press this matter further, and get me now, this is where I'm wondering if this is where some people are going. Is it a case that people don't rate Vin Blaine as a coach? I don't want to bring excessive drama to the matter, but it seems
Richard,
to be
can I
that
say something?
potentially is a suggestion.
Can I say something?
I don't. You can say anything you like as long as it's not about no thinking tour.
Okay, all right, Richard. Nobody is questioning Vin Blaine as a coach. What we're saying, simple. I'm going to ask you a question first. Did you know that at halftime Jamaica was ahead of DR? Yes or no? Answer the question. Yes or no answer. Yes or no. At halftime, when we went at halftime, do you know we were at top of the table at halftime? Did you know that? Yes or no? Yes, you knew that.
That was the case. 5 goals scored. The full goal deficit overturned and more goals scored, looking good. But there was more to come.
So we are ahead. Next question.
Yes.
At any time in this game, did you think Grand Cayman was going to score on us?
Listen carefully to this response.
No. Yes or no answer. Just quickly yes or no answer. At this time,
what's this Russian business
because,
about?
Richard, I want to give somebody a chance real quick. So, just yes or no. At any time in the game, do you think Grand Cayman was going to score on Jamaica? Yes or no?
It wasn't impossible.
Okay, it wasn't impossible. Okay,
it wasn't impossible if the impetus was lost.
Richard is a real poet, man, because Richard good with the words, man. That's a damn good answer to that question,
Richard, I agree with you. It was possible. Everything is possible. Now, was it possible for Jamaica to score 3 more goals again without Bunny Shaw on the field? Yes or no? Is it possible?
More possible,
yes no?
More likely.
More likely. So therefore, we didn't need Bunny Shaw on the field after halftime.
Richard never answered the question. Make Richard and me answer. Make Richard answer.
Yeah, Richard answered the question. You feel at any time if Bunny Shaw was on the field in the second half, was Jamaica going to score 3 more goals or 2 more goals?
Let me ask you 2 questions to check your credibility.
Richard, you can answer a question with a question. Come on.
I can if you allow me to. Now.
Okay, go ahead then. I will answer your questions. Okay, go ahead.
No problem. Did you know that 5 substitutes had been used?
No.
Second question. What was your prediction for the score before the game began?
I said 5+.
That could be anything. That could be 50-0, 20-0. What was your prediction? Did you go beyond the 5+?
I did say 11.
You said 11, did you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And are you disappointed that it wasn't 11? Did they overperform?
Okay, no. As long as we scored more goals, that we were ahead at the top of the table, whether it was a half a goal more, a quarter goal more, or a third goal more, as long as we were at top of the table come Tuesday. Doesn't matter how many above.
Put a pin in it right there. We are top of the table. Khadija scored a hat-trick. We're going into the Dominican Republic game. We should be glass half full and more. And looking forward to a tremendous performance. That's where I leave it. Right there. Why can't you handle that? What's wrong with that? That's okay.
Richard,
it's a good thing.
Richard, it's a good thing. Bunny Shaw didn't get injured. We are where we are, and we can move on to the press conference, maybe, Crystal.
But hold
on. Malik have something to say.
Okay, and one quick thing though, all the other players weren't injured. Let me just add, with all due respect, it takes more than one player to make a team. So I'm putting a lot of importance on every single player that performed, and they all came through relatively unscathed. Malik, your time, Malik.
Shaw is not every other player, Richard. Come
So
on.
You're
I'm not.
Most of the other
answering your
players,
own question. You're answering your
most
own
of the,
question, Formula. When you're saying that,
mo,
I can hear it loud and clear. You're actually
most,
shooting yourself proverbially in the foot
no,
by
I am
saying that
not.
she is not an average player. She's not your average player. You're quite right. And that is why the significance of her performance
What?
before she left the pitch is absolutely beautiful. It's stellar. It's
Richard,
positive.
a player
Crystal
of
is
her
smiling.
quality.
I'm smiling. Big up Jamaica. Coming Reggae led by Khadija Shaw.
Richard. I'm not so familiar with this gentleman. I don't remember his name.
That is
Well, let's
Mr. Malik Mills. He was
Oh,
over on your
Malik,
channel.
yes.
let's
Malik,
get
yeah.
acquainted.
Sorry to
Let's
cut
get
you, Malik.
acquainted
We
with
just have to
Malik.
throw this in again, Richard.
Why can't we get
A
acquainted?
player,
Allow yourself
a
to be
player,
acquainted with
a,
Malik and let him speak.
no, right now it's not acquaintance time. Right now it's Richard beating time. What I am saying is that, again, a player of Bonishaw's caliber, missing one game without scoring is not going to really affect a player of that caliber. You don't get to where Bonishaw is coming from Jamaica and having a large portion of development taking place in Jamaica. You don't get to world-class levels by being mentally weak and being thrown off by missing one game without scoring. It's not like she was playing like crap. She was still balling and playing well and
She had
doing a lot
assist.
of things.
She had
Exactly.
assist. Assist is a goal.
I don't understand what Richard talk about. Go through Malik.
Let me refer
Alright.
you to Jones' comment. Real
No.
talk,
Let Malik say
Richard.
something.
Go ahead, Malik. Go ahead,
All
Malik.
right. So what I wanted to say, even though I said she should have came off at halftime, but I'm gonna help Richard point out though. If let's say it's something she did pick up a second yellow card, or she was the guy, or she had got hurt. We have another player who is a silent star player that's just as good as Bunny Shaw that everyone is forgetting about, and that is Tiffany Cameron. And Tiffany Cameron is just as good. It's like she's the LeBron. Like, okay, Bunny Shaw is the LeBron, and Tiffany Cameron is the Anthony Davis. At either given night, either one of them can go off and give us a hat trick.
Yeah, but
That's
Malik, hold on, Malik. No, the beat that was for Richard is you are gonna get it now, Malik. Malik, I'm joking. I'm playing around. But in all seriousness, though, right?
right.
What I'm saying, Malik, again, Bonishaw is such an important piece to our puzzle. I don't think you guys really realize how important. It's not just the quality of the player we're talking about, It's not just the quality, it's the type of player that Bonishaw is. That is the issue. So yes, Kayla McCoy is a good forward. Yes, Tiffany Cameron is a good forward. Yes, Sade, good forward. Van Zanten, a live wire. Yeah, we get all of that. But again, me I gotta ask the question: what Bonishaw brings best to the table in terms of, if you watch the reggae boys, not the reggae boys, the reggae girls play, a lot of the times in our build-up, Bonishaw is dropping a little bit deeper in front of the back line, right? Trying to make those runs to disorganize. And two, a lot of the times, again, her back is turned to goal and she's receiving the ball with her back to goal. A lot of the time she has to be using her superior physical advantage, to be helping her with that sort of a hold-up play, etc. Again, do we have another one of our forwards that can deliver that for us at a level anywhere near what Bonishaw can deliver it? Yes, I know our forwards are top quality, but in terms of specifically what Bonishaw does best, that particular trait that we use to our advantage so much, the X factor, we don't have another forward that can do it anywhere near that level. That's the point. Not that Kayla McCoy a bug striker or Tiffany Cameron no good.
But look at this. I know I get what you're saying, right? I get that's why I use LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Okay, on the Lakers, I know we're talking about soccer, but on the Lakers, they have no other player like LeBron James on the Lakers. that can bring the X factor like what he does for them. But still, Anthony Davis could go out there and set the game on fire and get them a win. So that's what I'm saying. Tiffany Cameron can go out there, set the game on fire, get the Vegas Goods a win. If something was to go wrong with Khadijah, so like let's just say for the next round she wasn't able to make the flight for the first game or something, and then we got Tiffany Cameron. We at least we can still feel confident and say, okay, we know Tiffany Cameron can go out here and let us get a win or a draw.
I see a point, Malik. I see a point. I understand it a little bit better now. All right. I see a point, and it's a fair point. But my thing is that you want to have, your best possible players available, the best possible 11 that they can put out on the pitch against Damrep. Remember, if we lose this game, we are out, This is a must-win game. You want all of the pieces all of the best pieces to the puzzle available to you for that respective game. So yes, it's okay to say that without Bonisha, we are still the superior team, and that's a fair point. Can't knock it. But at the end of the day, will Bonisha give us that, X factor? Will she? Is that advantage? Are we more likely? Is there a higher degree of certainty in winning that Damrek game with Bonisha on the field versus Bonisha not being on the field? Yes, there is a higher degree of certainty with us winning that Damrek game when Bonnie is on the field versus when she's off. So we want all of the best pieces. We want all of the best players available as best as possible for the Damrek game. We don't want to take no chance at all with that game there because it's a must-win game.
Sure, I agree with you.
All right, guys. We're literally maybe just about half an hour behind that press conference. I'm going to give you guys the press conference because that's pretty much what my co-host and my special guests are asking for. So since they have blessed me with their time, I pretty much have to cater to their needs, and they want to hear the press conference. But do you guys want to hear the press conference? You guys in the comment section. If not, we can play this press conference off air between me and my lovely co-host here. So let me know in the comment section if you want to hear the press conference from today's presser with Mr. Vin Blaine. He spoke ahead of tomorrow's game against Dominican Republic. So do let me know what you guys are feeling in the comment section. So far, I can only get one yes from Miss Danica Knight, but I'm afraid that's not enough. Matter of fact, Mr. Warren Webster has pretty much summed it up beautifully there. Go ahead and smash that like button. If I go over to YouTube, I can see at one point there was 100 of you watching. So far, we've got 75 likes. So if you can boost up the like button, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And once you do that, you guys are saying yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my eyes on the like button there. See if you guys are liking it up. Bring it closer to 94 if you can. And in the meantime, I'm going to rearrange my microphone, bring it down to my laptop so that you can hear Mr. Vin Blaine crystal clear there. And before I forget my manners, you guys in the comment section, thank you so much for tuning in to myself and my lovely co-host and special guest. Massive thank you once more to my special guest, Mr. Formula Sports, Mr. Richard Stevens, Mr. Malik Mills, Mr. Mikey Ballin, and also Mr. Tennessee Lewis as well. Thank you guys. Blair video there. I'm trying to get up your super chat. Where is it gone? See if I can get up your super chat. I know you put a super chat and I have no idea where it is. Where it is. Okay, there you go. Thank you there. Thank you so much for your kindness. I'm gonna scroll back down. I think most of you are saying yes. I've got a couple yes, a couple of wee there for Formula Sports. A couple of you guys have transferred over from France just for Formula. I like that. Right. So there's a new brand. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Formula is being a brand now. He's reaching out to his French audience. So oui and all of that to
Oui,
Le Bleu and all of that. to formula. I'm going. And also, I've noticed there's probably Danica, hope I pronounced your name right, Joan, and also Rochelle as well. I think you guys are the only women in the comment section, so big up to you, lovely ladies. Let me just go and rearrange this microphone and then we can get started. In the meantime, I'll hand it back over to my lovely special guest.
Crystal,
Yes, sir.
Crystal.
Yes, sir.
Richard and I won't continue this war, like someone said in the comments, until we get up to 100 likes.
J Russ, Mike.
It was J Russ, right? Yeah. Because
Indeed,
this is
indeed.
what this is the number one reggae girls channel. I'm not talk behind formula, but I talk right in front of them face.
Boss, me can't this boss. Crystal teach me and show me the ropes when it comes to reggae girls football in a brethren. So me
Okay.
can't disagree with that.
All right. You see that, people? This is number one. This is where all the action is. You don't get this action at no other platform. Right, Richard?
I'm just happy
Right on.
that there's men, grown men from so many different demographics, both in the comment section and on screen, all just having healthy conversation about women's football. That's why sometimes when I'm hearing you guys go back at it, I'm smiling because I'm like, they're arguing over women's football and it's a healthy argument. Like, it's actually hilarious. When it comes to male football, it's toxic, but when it comes to women's football, even the argument is actually quite soothing on the ear. So that's
Hold on,
all
Crystal,
my
1 second. We have a special guest in the bedroom.
yo.
Yo. Hey, Crystal channel and a normal channel, you know. But yesterday, illustrious guests that are tuning into the show.
Tiffany!
Our serious
Pick up yourself, Tiffany.
Mama.
Big ball in the house. Hold on, man. And Crystal just a hype on, you know, with the illustrious guests in the man. Oh, God, man.
Tiffany,
Tiffany,
do me a favor.
Marlow.
Tiffany, do me a favor. Please tell Mr. Blaine I have lots of love for him.
You know what? Been Blaine give too lick.
I don't want him go to a reader man at St. Thomas tomorrow.
My.
Big up yourself, Tiffany. Definitely. I said to the gaffer earlier on, I asked the gaffer about guys, and you're gonna hear the press conference soon. I'm gonna play in a minute. I asked the gaffer about playing Tiffany Cameron at fullback, obviously because we've discussed in Formula program earlier on that she is a versatile player. And I loved his response because, paraphrasing, he basically said Tiffany actually took it upon herself to ask him this question, basically let him know that, I'm not just a striker or forward. You can play me in the wing back position, fullback position, wing or whatever. So I think that, shows the real professionalism there from someone like Tiffany Cameron, offering her service, offering to actually be played outside of her natural position. So that says a lot about who she is as a player and more so as a professional. There's a lot there, Tiffany. Quite a few people in the comment section rooting for you there, and the guys on the panel as well. So you do definitely have supporters. What's up?
So sorry to cut you, but the people in the comment section are asking if it's the real Tiffany Cameron. I think this is the real Tiffany Cameron because I do remember being on Sports DTM.
Yeah.
And this same profile came up, and she actually came on to the program and blessed us with like 5 minutes our time. So
what are you telling me? You telling me that she needs to come and bless us with at least 3 minutes? Is that formula?
She need for. Is this the real? You know what? On second thoughts, we have doubts, Tiffany. We have doubts, Is this the real Tiffany Cameron?
I don't believe her. She said, of course. Anybody, you know what, Tiffany? Last stream, when we was watching the live watch along, Marcus Garvey showed up in the comment section. Exactly. And I don't know if that was the real Marcus Garvey.
From the dead.
Marcus dead from long time. From the dead, Marcus Garvey showed up in the comment section. So I don't know, formula. I like
Yeah,
the
I
way
don't
you
think
think.
this is the real Tiffany Cameron.
I'm gonna put a link there to the live stream, guys. If it is the real Tiffany Cameron, a bit like Slim Shady, she will stand up. If it's not, then you know what it is, guys. We might
Two
have to.
minutes, Tiffany.
Pressure, pressure.
2 minutes. 2 minutes, Tiffany.
And
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I
Tiffany,
dare and double dare you to ask the question regarding substitutions.
no, I wouldn't put Tiffany in that position.
I
She
said,
coming, she get all easy.
No, Richard, this another time for that.
Wait a
This
minute,
is the
We
time
just
for
wish
that.
her all the best, man. We just wish her all the best.
wait a minute. Wait a cotton
We
picking
just wish
minute.
her all the best, man.
Me
The
asking
reason
that.
the reason boss is not backward in asking the hard questions, but it's also the diplomatic core that I represent. So the substitute question is just that, if I may. It's the
No,
substitute
Richard.
question in general. How
We
are
just
substitutes made in gen? Wait, Formula, you're
We
not
just
easy. You know,
wish
pick up
it-
on
no,
this.
we just
It's-
wish
Richard,
it-
she's a
we
player,
wish him
Richard.
the
She's a
ball
player.
and
She's
all
a member of
the
the team. You can't answer that question.
Yeah,
I think
you
we have to
can't
go.
do that. Yeah, not right now. You can't
No.
answer that.
She's a member of the team.
Yeah.
She wouldn't. I wouldn't.
We're
I
just
wouldn't want to answer that
wishing
question.
her all the best. We're just wishing her all the best.
Which is what I've been doing from the get-go, and you guys have been beating down on people after we're wishing them all the best. That's all I've been doing. Wishing them all the best.
Richard, who
Wishing
have we
all
been
of the
beating
crew the
down
best.
on?
And I maintain that. I
Who have we
maintain
been
that.
beating down on, Richard? What is Richard talking? Richard, who we beating down on?
Richard, I think what you have to just take from what you're gonna hear the press conference in a bit, but I think, like I said, I pretty much just gave you an answer to your question with regards to the substitution. You wanted to ask Tiffany about the substitution. Obviously, because
not
she's
necessarily the. Listen carefully, because we don't have
no,
to.
but what I'm saying is no, but what I'm
the
saying is
substitution.
but what I'm saying
but we
is
don't have to cover that right now. We don't have to cover
no.
that.
But what I'm saying is, if you're talking about rotation, even if you're not talking about substitution, the response that I gave to you, when I said that, Vin Blaine, the gaffer, has already said that Tiffany has approached him and offered her service to be played out of position. I think that in turn literally answers your question with regards to substitution. Because we spoke on Formula's channel earlier on that Tiff didn't start the last game, a bit like the February window. But here we have, without speaking to Tiffany, the gaffer literally said that she's already pretty much put herself up front and said, paraphrasing, I can play in other positions beside the attacking position. So I think that in itself pretty much answers your question. I think you might have scared her off there.
Yes, she said I can't answer those types of questions. She can't answer those types of questions, Richard.
Richard,
that's not a question for Tiffany right now. We just want to say hi to her, wishing her all the best for the game.
Big up the team, 100% behind her.
You can do that without question. That's no problem. Absolutely. We're not the gendarme. It's a peace and love thing, We're big people. We're not going to ask the question. We're going to keep it peace and one love. No problem at all. No problem.
You gotta make sure that you don't scare her off, though, Richard. All you gotta do is just say, good luck for tomorrow and keep it very simple. Think you might have frightened her off there, Richard. After we tried so hard to get Tiffany out of bed, just like that. I feel like you really support Tottenham. Yes, people just said that she was
in bed.
Well, don't you want her to get a sweet rest? I think
this man is a real.
We want her to rest up for tomorrow.
She can get a sweet rest. I'm not demanding that she comes on the show. She can come on the show anytime she wants. But if she feels that she wants to get a rest and she's just piped up and said, we're listening to Tallawah TV, I think that's a golden moment. And Tiffany, God bless you and thank you very much for those comments there. We're wishing you and the team the very best. Get your sweet night's rest. We're proud of you, proud as punch. Go for it. All the best. We are 150% behind you, Tiffany, Marlo, Khadija, Tierney, Asha, the whole team. We don't want to go and miss out any names. So the entire Reggae Girls Collective, we are extremely proud of you. Give it your best. Do what you can. And we are behind you through ups and downs. You have made us proud on the pitch as well as off the pitch. And I, for one, the reason boss, Tiddlywinks, I'm honored to be on Tallawah TV and going on any platform, saluting the role that the Reggae Girls are playing. You're making us proud. You're making the diaspora proud. and you should be making you and your family and friends extremely proud. Go out and do your best. Get a good night's rest, and thank you very much for supporting Tallawah TV.
Well, I must say, because Tiffany came on and made a comment and everything. I think Tallawah TV should have over 100 likes now, because we're bringing out the players, we're bringing out everybody. You know, see that family, everybody have come out. I tell you, Tallawah, you are the #1 reggae girls.
Authentic. She's
Yeah, man,
authentic. She's authentic,
know
and
that
she knows her
already,
stuff.
man. She know
Authentic.
that.
I don't know. Absolutely.
Listen, you have people from Jamaica. Is what them call the triangular trade. People in England, and people they are foreign, America. All on this program, all at once. So they are Jamaica, only the Canadian ever pop on. Come on now, Rowan, you look like you're Canadian. Jump on the thing. You understand?
It's like I said, it's nice to actually sit here and listen to you guys talk about women's football. I just hope that the channel can reach corporate Jamaica, because they don't seem to understand that people all over the world love women's football. And you know, I've always said this and people don't understand, like Jamaican football fans love the reggae girls more than they love the reggae boys. Shoot me if you must, but I'll say again, Jamaican football fans love the reggae girls more than they love the reggae boys. I know there's a slight delay there. I hope Tiff is getting her beauty sleep, and best of luck to yourself, Tiffany, and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for dropping by the channel. I'm actually going to load up that press conference.
You know what I want to say, Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
The reggae girls is no drama reggae girls.
Yes, amen. 100%.
There's no drama here. There's no movies, no drama, no play, no. You can't go to what family? What the theater name? The War Theater. We're not go War Theater. Go watch now pantomime. No drama. Our liquor theater. No drama reggae girls. So that is why everybody love the reggae girls. There's drama free.
It's true. So you guys have given me over 100 likes. I think Tiffany boosted that one up for me. So big up yourself, Tiffany. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and hit play on the press conference. Let me know if you guys can hear the press conference.
How long is it?
Press conference is about, I'm gonna say just over 20 minutes, but I can like cut it short. What I think we could do there is we can potentially just cut it up, maybe dissect each section, each question. Oh my God, Jesus. People, Christmas come early. People in the comment section, drop some fire. Drop some fire, people in the comment section. Drop some fire.
Bop, 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 bop.
Tiffany.
All right, I have to make a quick appearance.
Big baller.
Tiffany Cameron.
No drama, Tiffany.
Big baller.
I
Tiffany.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence, Tiffany.
I appreciate you guys and your support, and you know, I hope tomorrow goes really well. Crystal, you know I got love for you. So
what about the guys?
I just said I appreciate all you guys.
No, you say you got to appreciate us, but you love Tiffany.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Tiffany, thanks so very much for coming on to the show, Tiffany. How are you feeling?
This is what happens when superstar come on the channel and people don't know how to act.
That's why it's no drama, Tiffany.
How are you feeling, Tiffany?
Go for Tallawah TV tomorrow.
You know, anytime I come into camp, I'm feeling refreshed and really happy. You know, of course, with my club, things went well before I left, and you know, it's a present. You know, if I do well with my club team, I come here and I get the opportunity to represent my country. It's an honor. So, you know, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I hope everything goes well. And you know, of course, for me, I've played many different roles. So whether it's staying on the bench, it's coming on as a substitute, or being in the starting 11, I'm willing to do whatever coach wants me to do. So,
big up.
But I'm hoping I get some game time tomorrow, though.
Yeah, me too.
Tomorrow's game, Tiffany, is a huge game. right? I think many of the fans realize that. Like, you know, do the girls realize the magnitude of the occasion tomorrow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're taking this seriously. You know, I think, you know, the first game that we had, everyone came out with fire, you know, and everyone wanted to put the ball in the back of the net. We scored some fantastic goals. I think Trudy was this is probably one of the best games that I saw Trudy play. You know, she's one of our key players, and she really stood out. And I hope we can just keep this momentum going. And of course, Bunny, and you know, of course, it was a team win collectively. So we just have to be focused now and enjoy ourselves, because when we enjoy ourselves and we play free, we play some good football. So
Tiffany, I have a question. No, I have one question for you, Tiffany.
Go
The
ahead,
Sabina Park
Mikey.
pitch. The Sabina Park pitch. Is it better than the Grenada and the Grand Cayman pitch, or is it the same? Uh-oh.
I would say it might be about the same. I don't know.
Wait.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're playing on a difficult pitch, but at the end of the day, there are two teams that are going to come to the field. So we just have to do what we can, given the circumstances, and play our best game. It's going to be tough. So it's going to be tough for both teams. So, you know, of course, it would be great to play on pretty grass, but that's just not the situation right now for us. It's not the best, but it's what we have, and it's what we have to deal with. So, yeah, I don't really like to complain too much about that stuff, because it's something that I can't personally control. What I can control is to work hard and try and be the best I can for the team. So,
Tiff, do you realize how much the Reggae Girls fans love and adore you?
oh, I appreciate that. I love and adore them too, and I love the support as well too. You know.
And I have
will
a
tell you
comment
this
for
much.
Tiffany.
Tiffany
Hold
is
on,
my.
Look at them; they're
I was just
tripping
I
over
will just say, I
themselves.
will just quickly, just to, before Mikey got through, just to say this: Tiffany is really literally my favorite reggae girl, right? And it's not only what she does on the pitch, but it's just her vibe off the pitch, man. Tiffany Cameron is a vibe, man. Seriously.
No
And
drama,
you.
Tiff.
Thank
And I
you.
just wanted to
appreciate you
say,
guys.
other than Tiffany being a great footballer, she also a great DJ too. You know, I be watching her stories
Hey,
on
I
Instagram.
know.
She a great DJ.
But
I know my music. All right,
Oh,
guys. I don't want to
wow.
keep you. So this was just a
Yeah.
quick little pop in.
Tiff,
Thank
Tiffany,
you for having me.
Tiff, before you go, just big up from Brampton. Big up from Brampton, Canada in the house. So
Hey,
just giving you some love from your side, you know. So, you know, one Jamaica will say, big up yourself.
Thank
Blessings.
you. I appreciate you guys.
Take care, Tiff, and
All
thank you
right,
so
take
much
care.
for tuning in and coming on as well. You didn't have to do that. We appreciate you.
No
Bless,
problem. I
bless.
appreciate all the coverage that you give us, girls. It's great. So
No
keep it
problem.
up,
It's
and
my pleasure.
people are watching. It's not just me. Like other regular girls will tune in sometimes as well too.
Really?
So yeah, they appreciate you and your coverage. So
Wow.
keep doing what
Wow.
you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you girls as well.
Great
Thank you for
feedback. Great
because of
great
you
feedback.
guys, because of you girls, the women's team, we can wear this with pride. So thank you so much.
Hey,
And and best of
Absolutely.
luck tomorrow.
thank you very much.
You're
All right,
welcome.
take
Take
care,
care,
guys.
Tiffany.
Take care,
Okay,
Tim.
bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
Wow.
How'd
Wow.
you like that?
listen,
How'd you like that?
Just
Beautiful.
I
end the
think
show
Crystal
now.
shot.
Just
Crystal,
end the show now, Crystal. Just end the
Crystal,
show.
Nadia.
End the show.
200 likes, Crystal. 200 likes we
End
are
the
going on.
show,
200
Crystal.
likes.
It done. Argument
Crystal
done.
Cameron said, no, look on Crystal. Look on her face. Oh,
God,
man.
I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to be in the comment section. That's what I'm just lost for words. Like I just
Crystal,
yeah.
I'm
Yes,
going to say it
yes.
again for the I'm going to say it again, Crystal. You're the #1 reggae girl show. You see my
You
draw
know
out
what it
Canada?
is, Mikey? You know
I
what it
draw out
is?
Canada.
You know what it is? I've had to like rebuild this platform so many times. Like you don't understand. Like go again, working full time, studying full time, and sometimes doing what do you call it, internships, and still finding time to talk about the women's team. So to get the message out there loud and clear where the players are appreciative, like it's just so touching. And to have you guys like stand side by side with me as well, I'm just lost for words. So just yeah, you're right. I didn't even know what to say when I saw her in the studio. Just
I,
shocked that she actually showed up.
I'm going to give you something. Anytime the reggae girls are playing in the USA again on the East Coast, if they play on the West Coast, I'm not going to go. I'm going to bring Tallawah TV to the game
Yeah.
on the East Coast, not on the West Coast. They're too far. I don't like them long plane rides. And sometimes they take two. You have to connecting flights, and I don't like connecting flights.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. I'll definitely hold
Yes.
you to that, Mr. Yes,
Chris,
sir. Yes, sir.
Crystal, as Formula has said, I must say I'm honored and I'm so pleased for you, Crystal. I'm so pleased for Tallawah TV, the viewers, the subscribers, the type of platform that you have created and welcomed us as panelists, as commenters, from Jay Russes, the Owen Owens, the Toughies, everyone who's contributed. And I think the connectivity, the glow, the feel good factor that has resulted in Tiffany appearing on your show at a particularly key moment in time with a big game looming tomorrow. The fact that she's taken time and has been taking time to listen as other players have been listening
Mm-hmm.
and has contributed and given of her time, as I know you always are appreciative when we give of our time. And I think this is such a ringing endorsement, not only for Tallawah TV, but for the women's game, for the regard that we hold the reggae girls in the future of football. I mean, we're in England. We know that the women's game is burgeoning. It's on an upwards curve, and it's such a delightful thing. We are thousands of miles away, but our heart and our minds are with the reggae girls. We're coming from all
100%.
parts. Warren has come on. Warren, we know what Warren's been going through. Warren, my condolences again, but the love and the respect and regard that Warren has for Jamaican sports, for the reggae boys, the reggae girls, and all things Jamaican. The fact that he's taken time out and come onto the platform and has had the chance to hail up Tiffany, one of a number of reggae girls that we can feel genuine pride and respect and regard for. They have untold stories, and I hope and pray over the coming days, weeks, months, and years that we can hear not only the stories about Tiffany Cameron, but all of these reggae girls. They are coming from a long way and they're still on a journey. And that journey is one that we really hope can be caught upon by the corporate world and more fans, because the Jamaican reggae girls are making an impact now. They have done and they will do. And this little gem of a moment with Tiffany coming on, what can we say? What can we say?
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding, and it's a delight. And this just makes it doubly impressive, and the reason why we're spending time talking about them and in glowing terms, and rightfully so. Through ups and downs, Tiffany, we're with you guys. You're playing a brand of football and you're speaking on and off the pitch in a language that we can connect with, and we hope to connect with you more. You're welcome on these platforms, more than welcome. And we warmly embrace you and encourage you to come on as and when you get the opportunity, because I know that Crystal and Formula and Warren and Mikey would love to hear from you, as well as all the viewers and subscribers, to listen to your story and chew the fat all on topics football related and off the field as you see fit. You need to have your time in the spotlight, and the more power to you. Every opportunity you can get, we welcome you with open arms. Crystal.
Before I allow Mr. Webster, by the way, Warren, thank you so much for coming onto the channel. I know, unfortunately, you had some unfortunate news recently, so I hope you're holding up well your end. And thank you for, even in such a tough moment, thank you for still supporting the Reggae Girls and my platform. I definitely appreciate your support.
Yeah, that's thanks for that, Crystal. Formula big up, Reason Boss. Mikey, you're not balling tonight, so that's good. That's positive. So enough respect. I mean, I follow, all platforms. I subscribe to all, because, I believe in the one Jamaica movement, that we all need each other, no matter where we are in the world. We all need to stick together and we need to march forward because, you know, together we're much stronger, and we have to emphasize that, and also too the fact that we should remain positive when it comes to our football, and especially our women's football, because we call a woman's dad, so not girl's dad, but a woman's dad. I have three daughters, and I know they all have different personalities, and and it just takes one of the things to trigger off a personality and create some kind of wave. So the more positive we can around not only the women's team but all of our teams is the best thing for our teams. I mean, I'm not saying if we don't see things we're not supposed to comment and give proper analysis on what's going on, but positivity is what we need, and especially our girls, because they have not given us any reason not to stay positive about this team. And like Richard, you know, back to the comment about the substitutions. I understand what you're saying is that everything went well, but risk management is a thing that we need to consider when we have our team, and the fact that we have so much quality on the bench, it's not a problem to make the right decisions at the right time. you know um it turns out well for us because Bunny gave us a hat trick, which is good, so we'll keep it positive there. And as far as tomorrow game go, thank God for the girls, and of course my Spurs kind of uplift my spirits over the weekend, by giving me two wins. So, that's something positive that kind of brought my spirits up over the weekend, because I think football to a lot of people is therapy, and we don't understand how much therapy it gives us. And I'm sure we realize, because of the pandemic, the rise of these YouTube stations have been fast and furious. We could make a movie out of it, and Vin Diesel would have to take a back seat, right? When it comes to the amount of attention our football teams have been given on YouTube from the different stations that has popped up from the start of the pandemic. Big up yourself, Formula, for starting a channel and getting a space for somebody to come and hold our vibes and chill out. Tallawah, I've been following you for a little while, so you understand the passion there. Like I said, I'm a father of three wonderful ladies, ranging from 24 to 31. So, so enough respect to you, and keep doing what you're doing, and keep thrilling us with your great insight on the game, not only female game, but you're in tune with the men's game as well. So big up yourself there. Reason boss, still keep doing your thing, no matter what them say to you, keep doing your thing, brethren. So on that note, I'm gonna pop back off. I'm just coming on to heal up everybody and say, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. Formula, keep on pushing, my friend. Right? Keep on pushing out the content. All right. Blessings. Enough
Take
respect.
care. Take
Bless
care,
Respect,
Mr.
Captain
Webster.
Wells.
condolences, bro.
Blessed well.
Yeah, man. Big up, Mikey.
Yeah.
Respect. Malik, enough respect.
Blessings.
It's so unfortunate that Mr. Webster is a Spurs fan, because for once I actually don't mind them winning just to make him happy. So it pains me to say that as a Gooner, but Spurs, please give him a weekend win just to lift his mood. He's a lovely person and very respectable, and he deserves it. Just chiming into what Mr. Webster said there, this is why this is the reason why a moment like that, as a content creator, Formula knows there's no way I can tell who is watching the live stream, not unless you made yourself obvious. This is the reason why people like myself and Formula beat the drum of integrity and morals. And we always say, I've had conversation at length with Mr. Mikey Ballin and Mr. Richard Stephen, and I've always said, like, as content creators, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're preaching the right gospel, because you never know who is listening. Someone like Tiffany Cameron, imagine she's had to start on the bench, off the bench in the last window back in February. Can you imagine if she was tuning in and hearing us drag her name through the mud? What that would do to her mentality, what that would do to her to her mental well-being and her confidence. Not only that, you never know if someone's family is tuning in, and to hear, I've seen the way the men's team have been carved open and have been ripped through the mud and have been trampled over. And this is why I say that yes, the men's team failed. Yes, you can blame the federation. Yes, you can blame the coach. Yes, you can blame the players, but also you have to blame the 12th man, and we are included in the 12th man. So this is why I'm saying, some people say that they don't want to be too overly critical of women's football because they're women. That shouldn't be the case. They're human being, just like the men's team. Like, be responsible with what you say on these social media platforms, because you never know who is listening. You don't know, just because these players are walking around and they're happy as Larry and they're all getting on as it seems. We don't know them personally. We don't know who's fighting their demons. We don't know who is on the last edge, or if somebody's on an edge. Your words can be so strong that you can literally push somebody over the edge. That's the reason why myself and Formula and the guys, like I said, Mr. Richard Stevens, Mr. Malik Ballin, and also the lovely Malik Mills, they're saying, preach the word of gospel, because you never ever, and you don't know these players. I don't know Tiffany. I'm not going to say she's going through anything. I'm sure she is. Actually, I don't know if she is. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I did not expect her to be listening and want to be commenting. So please, guys, be responsible with your words. Sometimes when teams fail, it's literally because of the 12th man, because you're not doing your job as the 12th man. Be it whether the 12th man is quite broad. It's not just a case of, you go to the game, so you're the 12th man. You're the 12th man when you sit at home and you turn on the telly and you put on your shirt. You're the 12th man. You're the 12th man when you come and you YouTube, do your live stream, and you're preaching about your team. You are still the 12th man. So be responsible with your words, because unfortunately, words do have consequences. So when you're preaching about the women's team or the men's team, even if you don't like the players, treat them like how you would treat a loved one. That's all I'm going to say, because I've seen the way the men's team were dealt with, and I just pray to God that you don't deal with the women's team like that. I know I'm blessed to share platforms with, again, these wonderful guys on screen, the guys in the comment section. I've noticed whenever people come over in the comment section and start disrespecting the women's team, you guys hound them down, and I love that. I never ever have to comment to nobody in the comment section, because you guys are there and you guys always take care of them. So sorry, that's a little bit long-winded, but that's just what I wanted to say. I've always said that mental health for me is right up there. So just keep on, continue to love and respect the women's team, not just because they're women, because we're as tough as nails, but simply because we're human beings. So that's all I have to say.
Well said, Crystal. Well said. Formula, what say you, big man?
I agree with everything that Crystal said. That's all I have to say. You're still doing the press conference, Crystal?
Yeah, I'm gonna load up that.
Crystal.
Yes, sir.
Just before I looked at my you sent me that message today, and I said Vin Blaine was watching me yesterday.
when he said Mikey, I almost had a heart attack in that press conference. I was like, did he just say that he watched the press conference? And I know what he was referring. So he would have watched last night's Sorry, he said he watched the watch along. He would have watched last night's watch along.
Yeah.
And that was live, so that clearly means he must have watched it in his spare time, which
Yes.
means he watched the whole thing because we were streaming for like over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that to myself that he obviously couldn't have watched it live.
Unless
So
someone told him. I'll wait to go look for it.
Yeah, but he would have had to have watched the entire thing though. Like
No, you
from
can
start,
fast. No, you can
or
fast forward it.
or probably they clipped it out. True.
Probably. So
But the
Mike,
mere fact
now we
that Tallawah TV is on Lynn Blaine's mind, we're going to watch us again tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah, the mere fact that the platform is reputable and credible enough for him to say, I need to go check out what, Mikey Ballin a chat me say.
But at least I never.
Tallawah.
Yeah, at least I never cut out the apology. I know some people be bad mind and cut out the apology part.
Yeah. No, yeah, he admitted. He was like, you did apologize. So he definitely touched on that. So I've kept you guys waiting long enough. So let me know in the comment section, and guys on my panel, my special guest, let me know if you can hear the press conference. I'm about to play in about 3 seconds. So let me know if you guys can hear it. In progress. How's that?
Welcome to the press conference.
Little more volume.
We have a massive game tomorrow against the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's the Reggae Girls. They did very well on the weekend. Congratulations, Vin, Coach Vin, Blaine. Congrats. Vin, how are things in the camp?
Things vibrant, but good. Girls are focused and ready.
Right. So we're going to go straight into it because I'm not in my normal location as you are seeing. So first question, anybody have a question, you can just go ahead and ask the coach.
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to go first. This is Karen Madden, TPJ Sports. I'm going to go first because I have another meeting that I need to join. Coach, how are you doing? Good win in the Cayman Islands. Concern here in Jamaica, the biggest concern here, based on reactions on social media, is the fact that the team has to play this game at Sabina Park. I know it's something that you've responded to before, but and we also know the reason why the game has been shifted to Sabina Park. But what is the feeling of the team? What's the feeling of the technical committee, the technical staff rather, as it relates to playing the game at Sabina Park that we know does not have the quality surface that we would get at the National Stadium?
Yes, Karen, it's a concern. It's a definite concern for us, but as it's, we have no choice, so we can get that sort of get in the way of how we're going to approach the game. Both teams are going to play on the surface. We trained, we had 5 training sessions on it. I ensured that we did that because that's where we'll be playing. It's not the ideal service. I've expressed that already. But under the conditions that we were forced to play the game there, is something I have to take. I just accept it. The Reggae boys played there before in 2018, when they played against Antigua because of similar situations. So it's not something that was I don't know if it could be avoided, but from my standpoint and my observation, we have to go with it.
Is that the only question?
All right, thanks, Coach. That's the only question. Well, let me, before I go, I'm not sure my cameraman asked you this last evening at the airport, but do you have any injury concerns going into tomorrow's crucial game?
Yeah, he did. I think he asked, but no, we have no concerns. This is just the traveling after playing a game on Saturday. No, there's none. There are none right now.
All right, Coach. Thanks much, and all the best to you and the team.
Thanks much.
Hi, Earl. Can I please ask a question?
I'm sure you can go, Crystal.
Crystal,
Okay,
you
thank
could
you.
pause it
Mr.
1
Brett.
second.
Congratulations on the late. Yes, of course.
Sir, yeah, I just wanted to make this quick point. I realized that Vinan and Tiffany seem to be on the same page with the pitch. Like this clearly was discussed. This they said the same exact thing. So I mean, is the pitch that bad?
Well, it sounds like it. It's not. The thing is, and Karen as well, because Miss Karen Madden there from TVJ Sports, we're pretty much all saying the same thing, raising the same concerns, ain't it, Formula? Because there's no secret. It's a cricket pitch.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised because they have a sand surface, and a cricket ball don't do much damage to the surface. So unless they had some other thing on the surface, don't they play some Premier League game on that surface?
They play JPL. The pitch now look all that well in the Premier League games either. I mean,
Okay. So I didn't remove
it's one of the better pitches for JPL games, because you know traditionally JPL games play upon some horrible field.
But why didn't they move it to
international
Montego Bay?
standard.
Why did they move it to Montego Bay? Montego Bay
Me hear
Sports Complex.
Mobile Sports Complex not in the best condition either.
Oh boy.
I hear that. As a matter of fact, I don't know how true it is, but from what I hear, it is kind of going through a bit of work or something like that. I don't know if that's finished.
What about the all-purpose stadium in Trelawney?
No, sir. No, I don't. I've never seen an international football match. I've never seen an international match of any kind, cricket or football, played on that. I think the last time I hear a UTEP by the stadium there, or lease it or something like that.
Okay.
I think
You
it's
guys
Tiffany.
It's all no. Don't be silly. That's okay. Carry on, Mr. Stevens.
I was just gonna say, as Tiffany said so stoically, professionally, and maybe diplomatically, but I think she was genuine. It's a case of not only Jamaica playing the game, but the Dominican Republic. So fingers crossed, Jamaica, the Reggae Girls have had sufficient time, as much preparation time as possible on the surface and before. And are just ready to play the game that they need to play. They know what the stakes are. They know what's at stake. They know what they want to do on their journey. The Dominican Republic will be lively opponents. So both of them are playing on the surface. We've got the home advantage. We have the points in the bag. We've got the goal difference. But as Tiffany said, they're excited. They know what the expectations are of the fans. But vitally, they know what the expectations are of themselves. So that moment of time that Tiffany gave to us is just whetted my appetite even further, and I'm actually even more confident that they will leave it on the pitch, which is exactly what I thought leading up to this game, that they will make us proud, win, lose or draw. They've got a good set of heads on shoulders there, so I'm optimistic that they can overcome whatever surface is presented, and both teams are going to be playing on it. So again, it's a case of no excuses, and we are positively behind the ladies as they endeavor to make some of their dreams come true.
Want to touch on something that Formula picked up on, because even though I played back the press conference just now, even with what Tiff came on and said, I didn't even pick up on it. So just chiming into what Formula picked up on, given that Tiffany Cameron and the Gaffer being Vin Blaine, of basically singing from the same hymn sheet, is that a coincidence, or is that a example of clear lines of communication between the Gaffer and his players?
Yeah, as I was saying, Crystal, they definitely had a conversation. Vin Blaine had a conversation with the players about the pitch, trying to get them in the right frame of mind to say, look, I know you guys are used to playing on something different, but just remember, it's both Danrep and yourselves are going to be on this pitch tomorrow evening. It's not just yourselves. So they definitely had a conversation. You can tell.
I like that. Right. You guys ready for the next question? There's a
Yep.
couple more questions. So what I'll do, let me know, guys, when you want me to pause. Anybody on the panel or even in the comment section, if you want me to pause and have a discussion, just let me know. If not, I'll just run it all the way through.
This victory. Other than results, what will it take to get the nation in full support of the team? We saw there against Cayman Islands that they pretty much showed out in their numbers. Seemed like it was split down the middle, 50-50 for the home side, and also surprisingly for Jamaica as well.
I think it was more 60-40 for Jamaica. But, we have always had a good relationship with the Jamaicans that live in Cayman. From ever since I've been with the teams, they come out and support, and it's the same support I'm asking for our local fans to come out and support the girls. There's nothing much more you can do. We had concerns about this Grenada that the fans weren't too pleased about, although they scored 6 goals. And the biggest concern was us overcoming. Could we overcome the goal difference? And we did. I think that alone, and I think the game was, it was a game that the crowd enjoyed, and I think the players themselves had put smiles on the players' face. They were happy. Just that alone, Crystal, should hopefully spur them to come and watch the game tomorrow evening.
Okay, one final question from me. I won't be long. We've seen over the recent camp that you are keen to reintegrate familiar faces into the squad. That being said, would you consider bringing Nicole McClure into the goalkeeping setup to help mentor Jameson and Schneider?
Well, at this point, that would not be my call. I can make a suggestion if I see fit. But then again, we have to look at the number of staff that we carry into the fold, because it comes at a cost. But it's not something I wouldn't consider, because she has been around the team and she was vital, to their taking to the making it to the World Cup. So it could be a consideration, but not at the moment.
You guys listen carefully to what Vin Blaine has to say.
Okay.
Take care, and thanks for support.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, I did. I watched.
Okay, then. Thank you.
I watched with the 5 substitution.
To be fair, he did apologize. So in his defense, he apologized. Thank you.
Where is Mr. Mikey Ballin? Because that one was for him. You guys heard that response, right?
Loud and clear. Crystal clear.
Mikey, what do you have to say for yourself?
Crystal,
Mikey,
that's not even that's not even a leading question. He's not. You can't get him on this one at this moment in time. You're gonna let that video, the audio, keep on playing or go elsewhere, because the man is in the spotlight and we don't want him burning up in the spotlight. John.
Quickly, because I know Crystal want to get on with it. Just to say something quickly to what Richard is saying. I think that is very. Vin Blaine and the team on a whole seems to be very appreciative of the love that they get and the support that they get, and they seem to be very keen on being in tune with what we the fans think about what is going on. He said something about fans not being pleased with the Grenada game and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You can see that it's coming from an unhealthy standpoint where they're thinking too much about it, or they feel a way about negative criticism. But it's good to see that the girls are in tune with what the fans are saying and what the fans think.
And I just want to say something before you play the video again for the press conference. It's funny how, even though it's a lot of Jamaicans in Cayman Island, but it's funny how more people came out to support in Cayman than they do in Jamaica itself. Like that's backwards. That's like totally backwards.
100%. That's something that I'm thinking, I'm actually ashamed of us. Cayman Islands. I know Mikey Ballin gave us the historic connection there between Jamaica and Cayman Islands. But even so, like what Mr. Malik Mills said, in Cayman Islands, more Jamaicans show up to support the girls than Jamaicans on home soil. It's embarrassing, and I'm glad that the Gaffer touched on
But
it. So,
but
Tango.
did he actually? I don't think that I interpreted it differently, right? I think the support seems more overwhelming because it's in an overseas jurisdiction, and there are more Jamaicans in the stands. But from a numerical standpoint, though, I don't think that there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there would be more people, Jamaicans, that would have turned out in Cayman than
You
the
know
actual
what?
number at the
It's
national
not just
stadium.
that. Sorry to cut you off, Formula. It's not just the turnout for the match. The reason why I brought that support up is it was a collective of support in Cayman Islands. I'm seeing the girls swimming with crayfish. I'm seeing them and being fully embraced by the people of Cayman Islands. I've yet to see that with Jamaica. The only time I saw that warm embrace was when the girls were going off to the World Cup when they did a send off party in Jamaica before they went to the World Cup. That level of embrace. When was the last time? I don't know. Somebody invited the women's team to like luxury villa or walk around to I don't know, beautiful sightseeing, just something that makes them feel like they belong. The last time they had that level of support fit into Cayman Islands was literally when they qualified for the World Cup. Here, they're not even nowhere near qualifying for the World Cup, and Cayman Islands people want to take picture with them just to show their celebrity status. I don't see that on home soil in Jamaica. People are running
But
Jodie and Tiffany and all of them for signature and autograph.
the boys don't really get that either. And I think it's because we're not really fully engaged with the team. And I wouldn't really put that down to the fans. I think the fans want to support the Reggae Girls and know that the Reggae Girls are a top team, but I think that's more of the job of the JFF to bring the fans and the Reggae Girls closer together. And also, the corporate world, and just basically, you know, getting all the respective stakeholders on board.
It's an interesting one. Yeah, I think that's probably a separate conversation for us to like dive into another time. But yeah, I just felt ashamed. Love the fact that the girls got their warm embrace from Cayman Islands, but seeing the people of Cayman Islands literally just huddle all over them, I was like, that's beautiful. It's something that we've all touched on our platform, saying that these girls are celebrity. They're not your average Joe. These girls have been to the biggest competition in the world, the biggest sporting competition, the World Cup. It don't get no better than that. Don't get no better than that. But the people of Jamaica are not drawing close to them. Like, if somebody like Tiffany Cameron or Bunny walks in the room or any regular girl, you're supposed to faint. Like you see Michael Jackson, it's celebrity status that you're dealing with, high caliber athletes that you're dealing with. And I just feel like the way that outsiders look at these girls is different to the way Jamaican people look at them. And for me, that's just embarrassing. I don't know if it's an over exaggeration, but I just feel like it's embarrassing. And we just need to do better as a community. We need to do better. It can't just be a case of we all flock over them when they achieve success. You have to be in the gutters with them. When you're in the gutter and you're getting muddy with them, that achievement feels even more greater. Feels even more greater, but that's just the way I feel. I don't know. You guys have
Well
anything to
said.
say?
I want to ask a question for formula. I want to know, would you say that people that are overseas are more like fanatic about the teams than the people that live in Jamaica itself?
I wouldn't really properly be able to answer that question because I don't live overseas. But
Mm.
just the vibe that I get from, you know, running a platform and interacting with a number of Jamaicans who are based overseas, I get the vibe that Jamaicans who are based overseas are more let me phrase this properly. There are more. Let me try. I'm trying to find the words to properly explain what I mean.
They appreciate the national team playing in front of them on the foreign soil.
Yes, all right. So there are more because they're not here and they're further away. They're trying. They go out of their way to have that closer connection to the country. That's the vibe I get from a lot of the overseas based individuals who tune in to, heavily to what is taking place out here.
Because in the 2002 campaign, I drove from New York to Boston to watch Jamaica play the USA. It's a 3-hour ride, and believe me, the Jamaicans outnumbered the Americans at that game. We lost 2-1, I think. Yeah, but I mean, the Jamaicans outnumbered. And going back home, it was those Jamaican flags all the way down the East Coast, every car. So the Jamaicans overseas, because we don't get to see it as often as they do. We only get to see when they come to play the US or they play a friendly in the US while they play at the stadium maybe 3-4 times a year. When you have something available to you, you don't appreciate it sometimes.
True.
You know what I mean? So when
Just to respond to this comment, no, apologies if there was confusion there. Let me try and add some clarity. I'm referring to the reaction from people who live in Jamaica. I'm not disputing what you're saying in your comments. So apologies, there's confusion. What I'm saying is the people of Cayman, whether you want to call them Cayman Jamaicans or just Caymans in general, they gave the reggae girls a warmer embrace than what I've seen recently outside of the last World Cup qualifiers where the reggae girls are concerned. So hopefully there's no gray areas there. If you want to elaborate, let me know.
It's understandable though, Crystal, because they are saying to themselves, when are we going to see the reggae girls play again? Live, exactly.
No, I totally understand that, but the argument always goes back to, is Jamaica a football country? That's what the argument always filters down to. I'm saying if I was in Jamaica, I would be going to watch them play. I would be doing this for them. I would be doing that for them, and so on. But you don't really, like the last live stream we did some days ago, people were saying that the promotion need to be better. So it was just like, so what do you get from myself and Formula? Are we not promoting the women's game when we do our live stream? So how can you say that the promotion needs to be better?
Hold on, Crystal. Hold on. To be fair, our platforms are still young,
Yeah, that is true.
There's a lot of maturing to take place.
That is true, but it's people in the comment section that are saying that they are not the promotion around the women's team need to be done better. Then when we say to them, are you going to the game? They say no. So what's your excuse? You're in the comment section, so you know about the game. So go to the game. You can't then sit and watch myself and Formula and then turn around and say the promotion needs to be better. That's a slap in the face. Because what you're basically saying is that we're not working hard enough. For me, the reason why a lot of people don't show up to the reggae girls game on home soil is because the same tainted paintbrush that they used to paint the men's team is the same paintbrush they used to paint the women's team. That for me is the biggest factor as to why they don't get behind women's football. It's nothing to do with promotion. In this day and age when social media is so big, it's nothing to do with promotion. Promotion for me is an excuse at this point, given the amount of work that my platform and platforms like Formula Sports do around women's football. You guys have anything else to say, or should I hit play on the press conference?
Hit play again.
Hit play?
Yep.
All right then. Let me go.
Thank you, Crystal. Anybody else with a question?
Coach.
Yeah, sure then.
Yeah. All right. The concern was that with the goal difference Dominican Republic, they would have maybe tried to play KG. With that now being overturned, you guys have an advantage. What kind of tactic do you think they will come with?
how are you guys looking to enter the contest? Will it be laid back in terms of changes to the team from what we had in Cayman, or will it be same attacking firepower all the way?
Just about the sitting without revealing much. That the list will come out tomorrow, just before the game. But I don't see a lot of any changes, or if any changes, nothing much. Dominic has to concentrate on our top five attackers, which is they have never faced any players like that since they've been playing. So it's an advantage for us. We now have to show up and ensure that defensively we stay compact and we stay disciplined. In the Cayman game, we sort of get complacent because we're winning by so many goals. So we became complacent. That can't happen against Dominic. We have to ensure that the entire game, for the 90 minutes, we stay compact, we play right, we attack the way we're used to attack. We're used to attack. And, I think we should come out ahead.
All right. Another question?
Yes, sir. If you will oblige. Yes, hi, coach. Congratulations on the win.
Go ahead, man.
Two things. Yeah, two questions. I'll just give them in one at a time. First, the ruthlessness in terms of attacking that you that we saw on Saturday, was it the one that you wanted, given how you felt that you left goals on the table against Grenada?
Definitely, and remember the team we're playing is not that strong of a team. It's not something I'm going to say, we did extremely well. It's something that was on the table for us to do. We had to exploit. We didn't do it in Grenada. And I, as I said to young ladies, the players, that I took a little bit of responsibility for that. Because I myself was a little relaxed as someone who coached there and know the players. And they came out and did a good job. They brought in another goalkeeper, so it kept on scoring Grenada. We weren't as disciplined as we were against Cayman. So it's a matter of us going out there with the same, as you call it, ruthlessness, and try to get some of those early. The idea for me, my going into the game is to try and get an early goal
And then a follow up to that first question, given that you now have I think maybe Shirley may have asked that, but given now that the goal difference is now on your side, how important it is to make sure that you still keep that mentality, even though a draw will be good enough to get you through to the final round in Mexico?
I don't really go in for a draw. I go into the game. Once we score a goal, then they have to worry about coming back and score 2 goals. And if they do score 1 goal, then we end up on a draw. So the mentality of the girls is to win. My mentality as a coach is to win the game. If I go into draw, and I don't see why I know our team is a superior team to Dominic. They play well, but individual players, player to player, we are a better team. So for me to sit back with Dominic to get a draw, I think it would be inviting them to score. So I think they have to worry about our attack and stay back a little. I want them to open up. So I'm not going to sit back and invite them.
Mm-hmm. And then my second question is how valuable has been the return of Marlo Sweatman to the team? She wasn't able to come to the recent team because of injuries. How has having her back helped, not just in terms of the atmosphere in the camp, but just in terms of from a technical standpoint?
Well, if you watch the game, I'm sure you did, you realize how well she played. She controlled the midfield. I hear some people say she's not mobile, but sometimes in a position that she plays, she doesn't have to be mobile if you have someone helping her. She was complimented by Asha, Chinelo Asha, who did a good job in the middle also. So all she did was protect the passes through the middle to the forwards, although there wasn't any forwards up top for Kim as such. All I wanted from her is exactly what she did. Stay in the middle, ensure that we are. My approach to any game is that we must always have somebody in the central area of the pitch, whether we're attacking or we're defending. So my number 6 must stay in the middle to protect my 2 central defenders. And she did an excellent job, not just by protecting, but by the passes that she made. If you remember the goal, that the last goal, she made a pass, a spitting pass to Shade, and we got the 9th goal. She had an excellent game for a game that she returning from injury. She had an excellent game.
Thanks much, Coach.
You're welcome, man.
All right, thanks, Daniel. Anybody else?
Earl, is it possible to ask one more question, please?
Of course. Anything for you, Crystal? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, by the way, Earl. Apologies there for my manners. Gaffer, could you please, if you can you share any details on the recruitment of our squad depth and long-term stability?
Repeat the question for me, Crystal.
Could you share any details on our recruitment for squad depth within the defense and long-term stability?
Yes, we don't have a natural left wing back. We do have a right wing back that is part of the old practice, but still waiting on her. She played early in the Costa Rica game. Satara Murray. We are looking at someone on the left wing back position. They won't be ready until the games in July, and I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, would it be worth to test out Tiffany Cameron in the fullback position, because we know that she's trained there not recently, over the years, towards, let's say, the latter stages of last year?
Yeah, I know, and I heard on your program that she was mentioned also. But,
yeah, she has a big fan base, so have to be very careful. Don't want to upset no one.
No, I know that she does, and we have looked at her. She played in the last couple of games. She will definitely be involved in this game tomorrow. I can say that. But she herself has suggested that she can play in that position.
Okay.
But I have to look at when I do training and all that. I have to make sure that the person is qualified to play there. When I say qualified, it's maybe on my instinct must be that she has the discipline to stay and the fundamentals of that position.
Understood. Thank you.
All right. Any other question?
Cheryl, just wanted to know one. Sorry. I know this was mentioned. Coach, I know this was mentioned already. You said that you had 2 training sessions already at Savannah Park, and 3 if you count today's official last one before the game on Tuesday. What is your feeling about the surface? And even though it's not the most ideal situation, and you're not using it as an excuse, do you think that you'll be able to do the work on it?
As I said before, maybe you join me, Daniel. It's not a surface that I call playing on. It's a surface that games are being played on. What we had asked them to do is ensure that they do a lot of watering on the pitch and roll the pitch for us. There are certain areas that need to bumpy and bouncy, so we have to ensure that we have to go to the mindset to play the game. A lot of these young ladies have played on bad surfaces growing up. No, I'm not trying to say that they accept it. I'm just saying that we going to play have no choice. If we go into the mindset that it is not going to be in our favor, then it's going to turn against us. We have to go now that both teams are going to be playing there. That is traveling in, and we have actually had 4 training sessions down there, and it's not wonderful. But I did go. I didn't make the session go all the way out, so I just let them have a feel of the surface and no goals. So it should be okay.
Yes, good afternoon. Pertaining to sports, I know Sherifa and Leon Blake were in action on Saturday. I haven't heard the results. So can you help me?
Leon Blake, he finished about 4th or 5th. Sherika won every event, just a minute. It would be on our website.
on their website.
Right.
All right. On
All
their
right, please mute your
website.
phone.
All right. On YouTube?
No, look the website.
All right.
Nationwideradio.com.
Nationwide Radio.
Nationwideradio.com.
Can we pause the audio?
There we go, guys. Go again, Richard.
So I was just saying if we could pause the audio and give some feedback on what we've heard thus far. It's started to go into track and field. That was a left field moment.
Yeah, I was like, did she sign into the wrong meeting, the wrong press conference? Hey.
Well, I must say, I don't know what the gentleman's thoughts are on the press conference as it's continued, but I've heard one or two naysayers regarding Vin in the comments section. I don't know if it's Wayne. Well, yes, Wayne Harris seems to have a particular view of Vin, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. But
Wayne's opinion on Vin Blaine will never change. If Vin Blaine win the World Cup, Wayne's opinion on him will not change.
Maybe Vin and Wayne had a friend or a cousin or a family member that Vin dropped, maybe.
Some
hidden. We need to declare him bias, man. There's something going on behind the scenes. I was just to say this much. I was very impressed when he said he asked them to roll the field and also water it. That is and Crystal again made mention to this some time back when we we're talking about Vin Blaine.
Yeah.
She said that he pays attention to every little detail, and she was really spot on. She was really spot on because that look again. Mana said Vin Blaine is not Pep Guardiola or nothing like that, but I like to hear that sort of a thing. To see him so hands-on with even a lot of coaches wouldn't do that. You'd be shocked to know, A lot of coaches would not ask the people responsible for the field. The groundsman, yes. That's thank you, Richard. You knew I was like, what's the word? I said groundsman. A lot of people would not have that conversation with the groundsman. And so for him to be so proactive and hands-on, right, in every single aspect of it, including something like that is really and truly not his prerogative, right? I mean, fair play to him, man. I mean, that's some good stuff. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm encouraged by the interview. I'm encouraged by the interview and the things that were said in general. I'd say to wrap things up from my point of view. I mean, Crystal, what was the feel that you got from the press conference? And by the way, was there any explanation regarding the lack of a press conference pre the Cayman Islands game? Dare I ask?
The feel was just the same as before. I think I've said this to Formula and you guys as well, that the one thing that could go against or go with the gaffer being Vin Blaine. For Mr. Blaine, it's like it's good to have transparency, but I think he has to from the reaction from the fans. I'm saying for his benefit, he probably has to balance his transparency, because it might shoot him in the leg, in the foot at some point. Hopefully not, but it might. But with regards to the press conference, no, I didn't ask why there wasn't a press conference because I didn't want to turn the presser sour. I was like, okay, that's no behind us. There was no press conference. A little bit irritated because I would have, not me, but me and the rest of the 12 man obviously would have loved to have been briefed on what to expect ahead of the Cayman Islands game. So I was like, okay, today's a brand new day, brand new week. At least now we've got a press conference. I would have been livid if we didn't get a press conference today, but fair play to the guys for arranging a press conference. It was well needed and appreciated as well.
For sure. And a quick one. Do we have any word on the availability of Drew Spence? Is she fit, eligible, or is that
Everyone's
still in the
fit.
dark?
Everybody's available. There was no injury. There is at the time of the press conference there was no injury concern. So everybody's fit.
Well, I'm just really looking forward to the game. I know time is fast spent, but I'm excited. Thank you very much for playing the interview of the press conference. I think that's a lot to take from it. Formula, has your opinions changed in any way, shape, or forms regarding the cut of Vin's jib? Do you think that he's got his finger on the pulse? I find it really interesting. Whenever I hear this word transparency and finding a balance, we've had certain coaches who have been far from transparent or even confident about going in front of the media. But I find it really fascinating, this idea about balancing and being too transparent. Formula, any thoughts on that, as well as Malik and Big Mikey?
I don't necessarily have an issue with Vin's transparency. That doesn't, like, it's not all aspects of most of what he says, I do have an issue with, It's just
Okay.
it's just a pattern of strong words about, that I'm not really, I'm just watching. I'm watching to see how he continues to go about that. But most of the times when he speaks, I don't really have an issue with it, to be honest with you. Just sometimes him say some things that, he was coming on a little bit too strong, especially with regards to, like, the team, especially when he's not pleased with an aspect of how the team played.
Okay.
I have no problems with the way he goes about on his press conference. Trying to be as transparent as possible. That's what you want, because when you hold back stuff, it causes a lot of speculations. So if you come clean and straight, you're good. Yes, you may make some
Misunderstand, misinterpret.
No, he may make some bad missteps
Okay.
on his transparency. But we have to understand that we're all humans and we're going to make missteps when it comes to those things.
Absolutely.
So if he makes one or two every press conference, don't dog him for that. Just say, we make missteps every day. So there's not one day I think that I don't make a misstep. So
Yeah.
that is true.
I think you're onto something there, Mikey. And I think this is where the federation comes in play. If you're sat in a press conference and the gaffer have said something that you don't agree with, there must be a standard there. So for me, if you're not roping in the gaffer and saying, actually, guys, what was said doesn't leave the press conference, then you're clueless. You're clueless. The manager has made a mistake and you're clueless for not picking up on whatever mistake he made.
Mm-hmm.
It's down to you. If you represent the federation and the gaffer says something that doesn't align with, if they have any integrity where the federation is concerned, it's up to them to rope him in and say, actually, guys, what was said, don't leave the press conference. And if a journalist dares to go against that, they don't get invited to the press conference again. It's plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's plain and simple. But if he makes a mistake and you can't pick up on it, but a journalist can pick up on it, then you're incompetent. You don't deserve to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree with you. Everybody's going to make mistake, but it's not a case where one makes a mistake and they get thrown under the bus, because that's just a negative culture. And I'll echo what Mikey said. He makes mistakes, I make mistakes as well. I'm going to continue to make mistakes, but you have to have the right support system around you. Players need to be supported. Coaching staff just as well need to be supported as well. And I think maybe there need to be a sit down between, again, based off some of the stuff that the guys say in the comment section that's not suited to their liking. Maybe it's the case of the federation and Vin Blaine sitting down and you just hash out, this is the message that we want to send, and you go by that, because clearly their message and maybe it's just a case of the gaffer has just been given the license to just do whatever, which is fair enough. But if he does say something that you don't necessarily agree with, the onus is on you, because you've not set that, dare I say, what's the word I'm saying, what's the word I'm thinking of, boundary. You've not set that boundary. So yeah, clearly more work needs to be done behind the scenes where again, surprise surprise, the federation's concerned.
All right, Malik, can you hear us?
Okay, what was the question again? Can you repeat the question? I didn't really hear the question.
No, it's about what we're just going over what the comments that we're listening to on the interview, on the press conference.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Half of the press conference I didn't hear because it was something going on in my headphones. But the part that I did hear, I liked it. The only part that I didn't like about the press conference is that I mean, I kind of understand what he's saying. He want to get Dom Rep to open up, but I mean, like, I feel on that part, if Jamaica at least get about 2 goals, then we should shift back to just playing defense.
Also, before I forget, I think my little cousin Chloe's watching, so you should be in bed by now, young lady. Let me check the time in Jamaica. It's 10 p.m. She's only a little one, so she needs to get herself to her bed. Switch off your YouTube channel, please. But before you do that, hit the like button and go and get yourself.
If she's not done so already.
She hasn't. Knowing her, she has. What bless her. Good night, little Chloe, and go and get your rest. They have school in Jamaica still, right? It's on, right?
That was Easter break. Maybe it's Easter break.
Oh, maybe. Okay, she's lucky then. Okay, you can stay up. If it's Easter break, you can stay up. But yeah, back over to you guys. We're just winding down.
Is there any more press conference? Any more?
There was a little bit. I'm gonna mute my mic because there's a little bit of back and forth with athletics. I'm gonna mute it and then catch up and then play it one last time, so you guys can just lead the line for me.
Formula, what do you think the score is going to be tomorrow?
4-0.
4-0. Richard, what's the score going to be tomorrow?
I'm hoping and confident of a positive result for the Reggae Girls.
Richard, something. Yeah, you're going to fall out again soon, Malik, what's the score tomorrow?
The score tomorrow, I'm willing to give you a 3-0.
And I said 2. Jamaica +2 could be 3-1, 4-2, 2-0. Jamaica +2.
What's really encouraging? Go ahead, Malik. Go ahead, Malik.
Like I was saying, I feel once we get to that 2, we really just need to, just go and play defensively. So that's why I'm giving us a 3-3. Might be like on a counter attack, but I really want to say 2, but I just want us to play defense after we get that 2. Because we don't really need to go into no high velocity gear against Dom Rep since we already got the goal advantages against over them.
I see Hot Chili's got the umpire's hands in the air. 6.
The result I need is just that Jamaica don't lose. Anything else I'll take after.
There you go.
But I think 2. Yeah, so Rudy, Toffee, 3-1. Jamaica +2. That's what, anything +2.
And you see, I don't have anything negative to say about what you said, Mikey. I think that's a great answer you just gave. No harm, no foul. Beautifully put. As long as they don't lose, a good performance. There's a wide spectrum as long as they qualify and do themselves justice. As we know, the Dominican Republic won't be backwards and coming forward. They're going to try and do what they have to do to win the game. But we've got the advantage as we speak. But I'm looking forward to the ladies performing and doing themselves justice. And I think if they do themselves justice, show the quality, the superiority, quote unquote, as Vin alluded to, I think that we can enjoy the game. Though it could get tense, who knows? But it's really interesting that the results and predictions so far from the panelists and from many in the viewers and subscribing comment section are really confident. There's a wide margin, so that confidence seems to be echoing far and wide. So that's really good because Jamaica has got a really good team, and it's interesting to know that the confidence is running high in the camp and amongst the fans. So more power to the Reggae Girls. Testimony to how professional and how focused they have been over the past few years and in this campaign formula.
Now, I was saying that if we beat this Dominican Republic team by 5 goals or more, I will go out on my channel and go out on a limb and say that we are going to the World Cup. That if we really deal with that Dominican team, are wicked, right? Trust me, man. I would be very upbeat about our chances of getting to the World Cup.
This is what I said. Most of this team play college ball in the US presently. Majority of them. So we have a majority professional team. Not to say that a whole bunch of college girls can beat professional ladies, but I think we have the edge. And I know Mr. Vin Blaine is watching. And Mr. Vin Blaine, please give Kiki at least 20 minutes. Don't me I beg you, sir. Now me have to come on stadium and put up a sign. Kiki, right around somebody in the park. And my fans them come from up Avondale and just start run up some sign. You understand me? Give the college girl a run.
Action to let Tiffany Cameron get start the game too.
He said she's going to play. He said she's going to play. He said she's going to play.
She's going to play some parts. He did say that she's going to feature. She'll play some parts. So that's positive because she's never really let the team down. In fact, she brings a lot of energy, class, experience, talent, verve, so many pluses. I'm just really looking forward to the game tomorrow, and just I can't add anything more than wishing the team well, Crystal, viewers and subscribers, panelists. I'm about to, my lord, you know, time flies when you're having fun.
It's getting late.
Just had a look.
Wait, before you guys go, Crystal, put on the last part of this conference that if you found it without the football, without you and Blake on it.
You know what? I don't even think it's anything relevant, but let me just go ahead and play it for you guys.
By the way, the class, give the information about the Dominican Republic. I'd love to give you all the information about them, but I can't give you that. But they don't. As far as I know, that they should be coming into the island about now. There are some difficulties with their flight last night. So you know that their training session, the official session was cancelled this morning. As soon as we get the time for their training session later on, I'll post it in the group. All right? So thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, man. True, hey, that is the best thing ever come out of the mouth of Earl Bailey, man. I've never heard him say anything better than that, man. That is the best thing Earl Bailey could have ever said.
That's what they call home cooking.
Sure. Yo, Earl Bailey said, I know there are some difficulties coming into the island.
Look like somebody got to read a man and a key man for make sure the plane not come on time.
Yo, that is like music to my ears, man.
Earl Bailey was smiling from ear to ear. I couldn't see him, but I know he was smiling from ear to ear.
You know, but when him say it, you know, it sound like him would have been saying it with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Just the way him sound, it sound like him have a smile on his face.
Big up Mr. Earl Bailey right there. Yeah, he sounded like he was happy for us. So they haven't come to the island yet.
They're going to have jet lag coming in the game tomorrow. They're going to be tired, have jet lag, all that coming in the game tomorrow.
Which hotel them staying at?
Probably the
More,
same one
more,
as the girls, no?
yeah, I'm
You know,
not.
he's,
I'm
you know,
not
he's
so
in a
sure.
Mikey. You know,
Huh?
he's in a Mikey. You know,
Yeah,
see Mikey, I say
cause
something. You think him easy?
listen, because
Some all
me go
night
hire
vigil.
Buju Banton and be the man to a big dance outside the window.
Yeah,
Freely.
I
Everybody.
think you'd be disturbing the girls too because usually they, if I was to take a guess, both teams are staying at the Marriott.
Oh no, we gotta get a girl them earplugs, man. Oh, a girl get earplugs.
Crystal, can you take the opportunity? I know Warren was making mention of it in the comment section, quite rightly so.
Yes, I
Just a
will.
reminder about the details of where the Jamaica Reggae girls are playing the match and the
Of
start
course,
time and
of
maybe watch along
course,
details. Of course, go ahead in your own
of
time.
course. Guys,
Oh,
let's just let me, before I forget my manners one final time, thank you so much to you guys in the comment section for riding with us for the best part of 3 hours. Could not have done this live stream without you. A massive thank you to my special guest, Mr. Formula Sports, Mr. Richard Stevens, Mr. Mikey Ballin, Mr. Malik Mills, Mr. Tennessee Lewis. I don't know what happened there. But one of Jamaica's queen. Jamaica have many queens. Tonight we was joined by none other than Miss Tiffany Cameron. No drama Tiff. She joined us tonight. Complete surprise, completely unplanned. So best of luck to Tiffany Cameron and her teammates tomorrow. Hopefully at the end of that game we'll be smiling from ear to ear, having advanced to round 2 of the Concacaf Women's Qualifiers, where we'll be seeking to etch off another win in our quest for seeking a second successive Women's World Cup appearance. So the journey is far, and tomorrow we're taking another step, hopefully another successful step towards our dream. Right, so I haven't done this all night, and I'm actually quite surprised with myself. What I'm going to do for the first time in the show just goes to show how good the show was. I'm going to be doing a what do you call it? I'm going to go and turn on my shared screen. Before I do that, let me remove my banner. You can see the guy's name there at the top, so you can go ahead and search them on social media, Instagram or on YouTube, and give them a kind follow. So let me turn on my shared screen. Before I turn on the shared screen, guys, what we're about to look at is the time and the date for the UK. Let me reiterate that time and date for the UK. Right, so let's go shared screen. So if we go to the top and look at the big blockbuster tomorrow, Jamaica hosting Dominican Republic. As you can see there, it says tomorrow. I'm already into Tuesday, right? So today is currently 15 past 4 in the morning. This game says tomorrow because it will be played on Wednesday morning at 12 a.m. If you are based in the UK, I am 6 hours ahead of those of you based in Jamaica. So do the maths and make sure you tune in at the appropriate time to watch that game. So as you can see, there's looking good at the top of the table. Our win against Cayman Islands, our 9-0 hammering against Cayman Islands has sprung us to the top of the table as we gravitate towards another crucial fixture there in the CONCACAF Women's Championship. You can see Jamaica tied 9 points apiece with our next opponent, Dominican Republic. 3 games played, 3 wins for us and Dominican Republic. The big one there for us, the positive as it stands, is the healthy-ish goal difference. Hopefully it's still healthy tomorrow, for we can add to that. As it stands, it is Jamaica with 18 goal difference, 4 better than Dominican Republic, who currently have 14. So tomorrow's match is bound to be mouth-watering. I will be doing a live watch-along. Not decided what time I'll kickstart my live watch-along, but hopefully I'll be joined by some of my lovely panelists tomorrow, and hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow again in the comments section. Another push, one more push. Hopefully we can chalk off another victory here in round 1 of the CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers. I'm excited. I know my panelists are excited as well. How you guys feeling for tomorrow? One last time.
Jamaica +2.
Jamaica +2.
Yep.
Okay, formula is still going at 4-0 Jamaica, Mr. Stevens. We can
4 is real. 4 is real.
I am keeping an open mind about tomorrow. Open with this involved, because Jamaica can win the game in grand fashion. They can win a tight encounter. They can compete and acquit themselves in as good a manner as they deem capable. I'm really confident that the team has got sufficient skill, experience, poise, and quality, plus the desire and hunger to match and exceed the Dominican Republic. And I'm keen to say that though the Dominican Republic may not have had the best of preparations, they will be keen because they know what's at stake. It's a winner takes all affair. That's the beautiful thing. So if, as Vin mentioned, I don't want to give too much away by way of the Reggae Girls plans, but I think I'm confident and happy with what has been said by Tiffany Cameron, who came on again this evening. Thanks very much, Tiffany. I hope you're sleeping soundly now. Vin has spoken well as to the Reggae Girls approach, and I am looking forward to seeing how the team perform from the whistle blows to the final whistle. I'm not taking anything for granted, and that hopefully makes the victory all the more sweeter. What I really hope for is that the competition and the contest is sweet, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, Crystal. And if we're doing the watch along, we'll be providing eyes on the ground, eyes on the game. So we're not going to be allowing viewers and subscribers to miss out on what's going on in as much as possible, because there's going to be a lot going on the field, and I think there's drama that we want to capture and enjoy.
Absolutely. Well said, Mr. Mills. How you feeling?
Well, I'm gonna stick with the 3-0 and the three scorers. Jody will score first, Bunny second, and then the third one will be the Tiffany.
You and Tiffany. That's nice, though. That's nice.
I like that.
I am stuck on Miss McCoy and Kiki. So
Tiffany Cameron for president.
Yeah. Okay. Crystal, before you go,
yes.
What's the likes on your thing? Is it 200 yet?
Let's see. It is currently 133 likes.
People, you disappointed me. You have Tiffany Cameron came on this program. She didn't go on the body program, and not even Formula program she go on. She came on Crystal's program.
Why you love beat Formula?
What do you mean? I beat him and Richard. But Formula knows I just tongue and cheek.
But
not take it too seriously.
Most of the times, me agree with you tonight. I'm more Richard if you beat. I am the fan when I agree with you. We always on the same page.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, beat somebody with a on your team.
Yeah, so
I understand you, boss.
But sometimes you throw where you fight, you just have to throw a punch. Anyway, it land. All your friend them get knocked out.
Lord have mercy.
It's all love. But it's all love anyway. You know what I mean?
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Crystal, we want you to have the last word. I'm sure we want you to have the last word, if you may. Again, thank you, Tiffany Cameron, for giving us of your time. Wish the girls the very best of luck. Vin, thanks for watching Tallawah TVs. If you've not hit the like, share, or subscribe button before leaving, please do so. And remember, the likes of Formula and his channel, my channel, you can look for it, Richard Stevens, Jam English. There's a link if you want to provide it. It's shorts at the moment that I'm doing at the moment for the most part. They'll be going to some extensive ones down the line, Crystal. but by all means, you can put that into your comment section if you can. But really, the spotlight, I am salivating. Formula, thank you. My hands are virtually dry, virtually sweat free after this preview. I am, and listen, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-0. That's a feel-good factor vibe. This shows that you have confidence in the team, and it's so refreshing. Just like when we're watching the Olympics. Watch this. Could we give as higher praise as this? Dare we? When we watch the Olympics and the likes of Elaine Thompson, Hera, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, when we watch these athletes in action, we know the caliber, we know what they bring to the table, and we're confident that in the heat of battle, they can produce and take on the very best in the world. Well, we're faced with this contest, winner takes all versus the Dominican Republic, and it's so refreshing that the panelists who are well versed in footballing knowledge, Formula, you know your football, Crystal, Malik, Mikey Ballin, and when you've got so many people, as well as those in the comment section, J. Ross calling out a 3-0, that says something. That's testimony. That's ringing testimony to the quality of the reggae girls, and they deserve as much support and as much exposure, not only now, but in the future, because there's genuine talent, genuine potential, and we know the Concacaf region contains some of the world's finest players and teams internationally. America, Canada, Mexico, Jamaica are knocking on the door, and there's opportunities to rise. We're seeking to go further and further. Let's take this step tomorrow on side with the team, and I'm looking forward to how the cards lay. Nothing's given, but I'm looking forward to them performing, and that's really exciting because they've got it in them. Can't wait. Crystal, can't wait. Thank you so much for having us.
You know, it's my absolute pleasure. Formula is gonna unfollow, he's gonna unfriend me because I swear I told him that we're only gonna stream for 1 hour, and I've taken up 2 extra hours of his time.
Crystal, I told you I was gonna stream for 1 hour, and I ended up almost having you for 2, holding you hostage for 2.
Hold on, Formula. I dropped a comment on your program today, and I noticed you ignored it. And I'm not finished. So you do remember the comment?
No, I don't. I don't deliberately ignore comments, you know. It's
No,
just some you say, and
I know that.
comments.
I know that. I said you had 24 hours to buy a ticket. I said, we unsubscribe you.
Yeah, I did see that comment.
I didn't see it.
Mike and easy, you know. Mike really easy.
You buy a ticket?
If I buy the ticket yet?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I have not bought the ticket.
Right. Well, it's now 10:30 Jamaica time. You have 12 more hours.
No, I can't. All right, here's the thing.
I know you can't go. I told you, man. I can't.
Yeah, I did, because I know, you know what really made me say, yo, I probably want to go that game, man, because Mannings man said something that kind of scare me. Him said that this is the last time we will see the girls play in a World Cup qualifying game before 2025 in Jamaica.
That is true.
And when he said that, I was like, damn, man. But you see, the thing is, like, it like for me to it like that did kind of lick my consciousness too late. So I would not have been able to have properly prepared myself to have been able to go to the game.
Okay.
So yeah, and other stuff as well.
You know, the beautiful thing about these reggae girls though, and which is I'm looking forward to them if possible. You know, we've got social media and the opportunity to link across the ocean, across the waves. I think the beautiful thing is that this team knows that, and I hope they do, that they're loved, they're cherished, and they're respected. I can't emphasize it enough. And I think that, you know, the more we know about them and hear about them, that popularity will grow, and hopefully, as Crystal alluded to, the corporate world and sector will take heed and take note and get on board, because the women's game is growing. It's growing exponentially, and it's a popular brand. There's no excess histrionics. There's quality football being played. The standard is rising. It's competitive, and I think it's a great game to watch. I'm certainly a fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. And wherever they are performing, I will be following and supporting them, as so many fans will be all around the world, will be really rooting for them. So whether they're on Jamrock or playing overseas, we're fully behind you guys, because you've left an impression, a real impression. So God bless you, Godspeed, and we can't wait for tomorrow. We want to give you the best send-off possible.
And I just want to say that this team should be held on a high pedestal. If you don't want to hold no other team in Jamaica on a high pedestal, put them on the highest pedestal, on the highest mountain, and which I guess is Blue Mountain, if I'm correct. Put them on top of Blue Mountain and just service them.
Let me say this too. The Prince came to Jamaica a couple of weeks ago. Well, I think it's 21 girls on this squad, so we have 21 queens at Sabina Park tomorrow. And all them people show up on the streets and cheer the Prince on. And him do represent Jamaica. And we have 21 queens at the Sabina Park tomorrow. Guys, on the like queens, show up. I have nothing more to say.
Really, I make me feel bad for I'm rub it in the man.
Listen.
And I did me away.
No,
Trust me. I it's not that I don't want to go. It's not that I don't want to go, but circumstances.
Formula, I'm not beat you. I'm not beat you, Formula. You don't know. I'm not beat you.
So Queen's higher than Princess, right? I'm Prince, right? Queen higher than Prince and Princess, So you know how high me hold them. They are queens, right? We have other queens, so like Shelly and Elaine and all the other past athletes that represented Jamaica. But right now, they are at the front. Right now, they are at the top. And they are queens. They're not wearing any crowns. They're not wearing any crowns. But no, queens of Jamaica.
What I love about this group, though, and Crystal, I'm sure you're aware of it, Formula, Mikey, viewers and subscribers, Mikey, Formula. We know that this is a pretty humble yet hardworking and tight unit. Whether we big them up and call them superstars, I don't think that really cuts it with them. I think they've got their standards, they've got their desire, they've got their own drive. They're in a professional game. They know what the Concacaf region holds. They know what's at hand tomorrow. They play for clubs across the world, and they've got high standards for themselves, but they know that they're still on an upward curve. They're still developing and learning. They've not reached and arrived. It's a journey. It's a journey, and they recognize it. And that's what sets my mind at ease as an armchair fan here in England. They're willing to work hard and not just say, yes, we've arrived, we're big things. No, Tiffany came on and you could hear and see, and she is a testimony and an example of what the reggae girls are bringing. So to Asha, Sweatman, Jodie Brown, Trudy, X Factor Carter, the whole entire team, from defense, goalkeeper, midfield to attack, everyone. Vin, I'm wishing you all the very, very best.
I love that. Guys, before we go, guys in the comment section and guys on the panel, I want to know, what was your highlight of tonight's show?
Crystal.
Look, I don't want to assume.
My highlight of the show is just being here with you.
I agree with Mikey. I second that, Mike.
Thank you.
What What was your?
Tiffany Cameron did not come on the
Cat
show.
took your tongue?
Eh?
Cat took her tongue. She can't say nothing.
Yeah, Tiffany Cameron did not come on the show. So the
Guys,
highlight would
it's not good to assume. So I just want to know what was the highlight of the show.
joint
Well,
highlight,
With you.
joint highlight, being here
With
being
you.
here with Crystal and also, you know, being
I
here with Tiffany.
I second that formula.
Joint
Well,
highlight.
my
You
highlight
lot
of
are
the
so
show
forget.
was being on here with all of y'all, and then when Tiffany Cameron came on, that was my highlight of the show tonight.
I love that. Mr. Stevens, what was your highlight?
Politician.
The sisters. If I may, Mikey, if
love
I
these
may,
two.
the sisters tonight were shining, and there are two ladies I want to doff my cap to. In fact, if I may, three. If I may, one, Joan in the comment section.
Who is Joan? Do you know Joan by any chance?
I don't know Joan other than in the comment section. But when I see reason of the highest, right.
Reason that agrees with Richard's reason. That's the reason of the highest order.
If I may, it was concise formula, real talk. Richard. It was concise and coming from Joan, who's been listening astutely to Tallawah TV and this preview of Jamaica versus the Dominican Republic. That comment particularly shone out a mile, because sometimes you've got to put your head above the parapet. And that's what she did. She did it with confidence. She did it concisely. She did it independently. And I think she did it very wisely. And listening to Vin's press conference, listening to the predictions that you gentlemen and Crystal have put forward, it seems to me that Vin got his tactics spot on. Tiffany was not scared away. In fact, she was warmly welcomed. And that is my second highlight of the evening. Tiffany showing up. Didn't have to. I was more than happy that she would hear that we're well behind her, and we appreciated her being in the comment section. But she appeared, and the laughter before the appearance from your good self, Crystal, the laughter, the exultation of happiness that burst across your face as you prepared to introduce us to the surprise guest of the evening. That was worth its weight in gold. And the third one, my highlight, well, maybe it's a subsection. You know that Marlo Sweatman actually sent me a comment after I went onto her channel and subscribed, having watched her on a video, and because I wanted to see, what she was bringing to the table, and I've got a lot of respect for her, and she responded. I saw that she responded, and I appreciate that. So Marlo, thank you very much for responding. You took time out, and I appreciate that. I already described you as being akin to Brazil's Socrates. You're an elegant player, a hard-working player, a player with ability, talent, and a heart and passion for the game. So thank you for taking time out, and I wish you and the Reggae Girls all the very best. It goes without saying. You've been yeomans. Mikey? Yes, sir? I'm done. I'm done.
Jonah, big you up. It's just like Crystal show up, man. No, Richard Chad big up, so.
Big up yourself, Joe.
Joan, I just tongue and cheek here. Don't take me serious.
Oh, Joan, maybe you should make an appearance one of these days.
Joan, we're
Sean.
going to pull you out. We're going to pull you out one of these days.
I said, John, you're not allowed to drop any more comments until you come on live stream with us and have a chat with us. Promise I don't bite. I don't know about the guys, but I definitely don't bite. So
We all fun. We all fun. We had a good laugh. Go ahead, Malik.
I said I'm here watching the show on replay already. The show ain't even done. The show was too hot tonight. I'm watching it on replay.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Wonderful.
Tomorrow will be here. And what about the comment section, Crystal? How much comments you got? How many comments you got?
That's so. Let me see if I can dive into the analytics for that.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Okay.
You can actually see that, Crystal?
I think so. I don't know. I think maybe I have to get it at the end.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me see. Let's see if I can find the comments.
But what is surprising that Vin Blaine actually watching Crystal?
I almost had a heart attack when I found that out. I was
That's
like,
not
Vin
surprising,
Blaine.
though. That's not
For
surprising.
me, that is surprising. I was like, Vin Blaine. I was like,
Oh,
why
Crystal,
is he
you're
not
too
on my
humble,
show?
man. That is not surprising.
I swear to you, I think it's surprising.
That's not surprising to me. The fact of the matter is that you are the leading authority when it comes to all things reggae girls. So that is not particularly so. I'm not surprised. Like even when I hear the press conferences and just the way he addresses you, right? I mean, he's clearly very familiar with your work. So that is not surprising to hear that he's tuned into the number one authority and all things.
Do you know why I say it's surprising? Because in my mind, he's a coach. So I'm like, you have better things to do than to be like surfing around on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. It's surprising. I'm like, do you not have like tactics board to be sorting out formation? Like that's what I'm saying.
And him find it important to tune into Crystal and Tallawah.
Yeah, I find it. I'm still shocked by it, but yeah, it's incredible. Comments. I know I can get the comments, but I think I might have to end the live stream first before I can see the comments. Let's see what I can come up with for you guys.
There's been plenty of them, I can tell you that though. There's been plenty of
Yeah,
them.
I don't think you'll be able to see that, no.
Yeah, I think
that is
at the end, right?
I don't even know if you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, you did it last week. You saw it last week. You told me last week.
Yeah, I did. I'm just wondering how did I do it?
It's a big thank you. It's a big
I think you'd have to
all.
go like deep into the studio.
Yeah, I know I can do it because I know I've done it before.
One thing I must say, guys, it's fun being on this live with you guys.
I echo that.
Absolutely fun. You know what I mean?
It feels like one big family.
Yes, and we gotta we're gonna build formula and we're gonna build Crystal at the same time.
I love that.
I
appreciate it.
Would adopt me into the Tallawah family, I would love to be a part of the Tallawah family, and also the same thing with Formula. If you would adopt me into the Formula Sports family.
Yeah, we definitely always have a
Much
space.
appreciated. Much appreciated.
I think I speak from Formula and myself. You definitely have a space on both of our channels. You don't even have to ask twice. Definitely have a space on our channel. And thank you guys for your support. I'm still trying to find that thing that Mikey asked for, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I know there is a way of doing it.
Don't get yourself too bogged down on this live at this moment in time, Crystal. The important thing is that we've been interacting and the commenters have played, as usual, a vital part in the evening's procedures. We've got some rest to get and before the events unfold tomorrow. So don't bog yourself down and look to wind up when you can. I'm going to make a move in a few minutes and leave you guys to if necessary. Mikey.
Before you make the move, Richard, before the Reggae Girls qualify for the World Cup, I'm going to draw you out and make you make a prediction, and this political thing you're going with have to stop. I'm going to draw you out.
These two.
All right. Before we reach the World Cup, because we get the World Cup, we want upon the fence, man. Is that it? With us or you against us? Nobody about, well, I just want to win. It ain't work that way, man. You said 2031, one love, whatever. Let's call a number. Before you leave, give me a number. Well, Richard,
I don't think Richard will be coming back on YouTube anytime soon.
Why?
I don't think Richard is very fond of giving score predictions.
So hold on. So Richard, you don't play that much? Bet 365, you don't bet on games and all those things? No answer?
I do not.
Okay. All right.
Richard gone off of your Mikey from you telling about thinking to him. Done with you from there, so.
Think. Richard, me have love for you still, but me a man like to get trouble and have fun, so don't worry about me. Whatever I
not worry at all. Yeah.
Whatever I said to them tomorrow by tonight, I'll forget about it. Start a new page tomorrow. Let me tell you something. I don't know how old you are, Richard, but I think I may be older than you. Whatever happened today, don't worry about it tomorrow. Keep you young.
Good man.
Exactly.
Wise man. That's a wise word.
What is already done, you can't fix.
That's right.
That is true.
Wise words.
You're that formula?
Yeah, man, I knew that before 10 seconds ago.
Go on, Juice. I said we.
So we're going to build these channels, and we're going to make sure before World Cup we have at least 20,000 to 30,000 each. Now, so the best channel this. We're gonna rope in our
That's a huge number, I know. That's a huge number, I know.
That's some serious number, no, Mikey.
No, but you're bringing out Mexican. So we have somebody from DR already on the channel.
True.
Mr. Junior. I can't remember his name. I don't want to. I know it's Junior. Right, we have Louis already. We're bringing some Mexican and some Cuban and all and things. Yeah, man, we're bringing some Spanish people. But anybody know Spanish?
Family look like him. Well, family no speak French. My apologies.
Oh yes, yeah, family.
Family.
No, family.
Well, parlez-vous français?
That's French, that's Spanish, but yeah, man. Vamos.
Family. Formula, maybe you should consider a rebrand, because the French kind of suit you.
Yeah, and
No, honestly, I literally thought about it for a second on the live show,
Formula Sports. Malaki.
Seriously.
Yeah. Crystal, maybe Formula go eat some escargot when upon him show too.
Someone?
Escargot.
What is that?
Snails. Slugs.
What's that? Some French delicacy?
Yes.
Apparently so.
Yes, some slugs.
Okay.
Apparently so.
Vamos reggae girls. I like that actually. Indeed,
I like that.
Vamos.
Anyway,
Formula, what time you start in your life tomorrow?
Usually about 15 to 20 minutes before the game start.
Okay.
No more than I don't normally start the live start the watch along before half an hour before the game.
Okay, so guys, in the comment section, if you're not on my channel tomorrow, make sure you stop by the Formula Sports. Let me remove the banner so you can have a look at how he spells his channel. There you go, the Formula Sports. Head over to his YouTube channel, click like on the latest video, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button over on Formula Sports. Mr. Richard Stevens, Mr. Formula Sport, Mr. Mikey Ballin, and Mr. Malik Mills. Also, Mr. Tennessee Lewis. Thank you all for stopping by my channel.
And Warren.
And Warren. Oh, can I forget Mr. Warren Webster? My apologies there, Warren. do apologize. So Warren Webster and also Miss Tiffany Cameron as well. You lovely people in the comment section. See someone, Mr. Herman Willis, is asking what time does the match start? All depends on where you're based in the world. If you're based in the UK like myself and Richard Stevens, the game kicks off at 12 a.m. on Wednesday morning. If you're in Jamaica, what time is that? 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. if you're in Jamaica. Not sure what time that is in the States. Guys in the States? 7 p.m. So there you go. 12 a.m. if you're based in 12 a.m. on Wednesday morning if you're based in the UK, 6 p.m. if you're based in the in Jamaica, and 7 p.m. if you're based in the United States. So
East Coast.
East Coast, is it?
Yes.
In on the East Coast, across the pond. So you're spoiled for choices. Tomorrow, guys, it's the blockbuster. It's the top of the table clash. Jamaica hosts Dominican Republic in the Concacaf Women's Qualifier. This has been your official match preview. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I've enjoyed hosting you guys. And tomorrow, we're looking to take one extra step closer to qualifying, seeking our mission of qualifying for our second consecutive Women's World Cup. It's been a pleasure being your host here tonight. I hope you've hit the like button. If you haven't already hit the like button, do go ahead and do so. If you're new to the channel, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Guys, for the final words.
I just want to say everybody keep safe until tomorrow. We can come up with a victory and all will be well.
Absolutely.
Yes, and please, gentlemen in Jamaica, please turn up and support the Queens. We have 21 or 22 of them when they're at Savannah Park. They're not wearing any crowns. They're wearing gold and black, or black and gold. I don't know what the home kit looked like. I don't remember. But please go out and ram the stadium. If you can't make it, if you can, take a friend, take a mannequin and put in the seat beside you.
Pay for the mannequin as well. Get those numbers up.
Yes.
Malik, your final words there, sir?
My final words is 3-0. And you know the place who always say going to score the 3 goals. And I just hope all the Richard, Formula, Mikey, and you, Crystal, all have a wonderful night and have a good night's sleep.
Thank you. That's so sweet. You guys as well. Have a wonderful sleep. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Mr. Richard Stevens, I know it's literally 10 minutes to 5 a.m. here in the UK, so I know you're going to get your beauty sleep. I'm going to go and edit this video so I can chop it up and put it on social media for you guys. So I'm not going to my bed just now. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to be here tomorrow again, so do keep an eye on my tab and you can see what time I'm going live. Thank you so much for joining me and my wonderful panelists. It's been an absolute pleasure, and you know how it goes. Until next time.
I'm John Barnes and you're watching Tallawah TV with Crystal Davis.